That's a bridge too far.
It's okay. I have a black friend.
The Avengers Draft. That's how we're starting this thing off. Okay.
Coming in hot.
Jesus Christ.
You're the one who hit the button. Snacking was still talking, man.
Right, Jesus Christ. We are at the final draft of the year 2021, the MCU Avengers Draft, and the first draft of the year, if I remember correctly, that the original 4 draftees are together.
Ooh, yeah,
man.
look at that. Look at that. Back again.
The OGs.
And the OGs are back to draft for the Avengers. But if you never listened to any of our drafts, this is our pop culture draft. So we will attempt to draft MCU Avengers to battle a credible threat of the villains that we draft. That is the theme, man. These villains are going to show up to fuck up our world, and we got to get some Avengers to help them out here. Let's go around the table. To my right, we have Mr. Jermon Jackson, 2-time, 3-time draft winner.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Feels good.
Feels good? Yeah.
I still need to.
Not bad.
I still need to cash in on those Blumenthal tickets.
You need to cash in on those Blumenthal tickets, man. 3-time draft joint. You coming in feeling confident here, sir?
I'm pretty good.
Confident?
Pretty
You got
good.
a
Man.
solid list going?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Right across the table from me, we have Mr. Pete Lentz back as always again. You might be a draft champ. We don't know at the time of this recording because the James Bond draft hasn't gone up yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Dude,
that
I'm
one's a
feeling.
coin toss for
I'm
anybody.
feeling strong about the James Bond draft.
James
man.
Bond draft is
That was a.
It's anybody's game.
That was really what I don't
truly.
think there was a single weak draft on that list.
Yeah,
like
that's
everybody had solid reasons. For
I'm
why
not sure
they might
anybody
be.
would look at any one of those lists and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Hopefully that yields some good results.
I got to be honest. I think I want to see my Bond movie the most. Though.
All right,
I
then.
want
We
to
will
see
see.
that. one.
Yours is very much the most interesting cast list.
Right,
Put it
right.
that way. Young Jermon, you get the vote in that business, so we'll see which one you go with. Man.
right, all right.
And to the left, we have one-time draft champ, Mr. Brian Martin.
Truth. That's a true thing. And the only draft I won was the superhero film.
Yeah, so
draft,
we
so
might be a
maybe-
little bit back in your
Maybe
category.
I got an edge on this one. I don't know. I don't have a list. I've just got like a. I mean, it's a list, I guess, in that there's one after the other, but it's like,
This is a random assortment of names.
and I really feel like that's how this is going to go for most of us, right? Like, because like as soon as you start losing those linchpins, it's like your whole plan's going to change in real time, right?
I came specifically without having a plan. I just I had a couple cats. I have
This
a couple
might be-
cats that I want on my team.
Uh-huh.
But if I lose them, I can mold it and do something else with it.
Pete is the Mad Dog Murdoch of this.
The mad dog, the Charlton Copley.
I got no plan.
So here's the deal, man. We have 10 spots to draft on. Let me get all this technical BS out the way, guys. We got 10 spots to draft. Those 10 spots are 4 super-powered heroes, 2 non-powered support people, 1 Guardian of the Galaxy, 1 Defender, and 2 villains. Now, the draft field is all of the MCU movies, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, the Disney Plus shows minus What If, and the Netflix Defenders shows. So we have a large swath of characters.
So no Inhumans?
No, what, sir? I don't.
Well, never mind.
Pete loves Anson
I
Mount.
actually
so
wanna-
I do. I'm a huge
I
Anson
actually-
Mount fan.
I do love Anson.
I actually want to win, so never mind.
Lockjaw is my first round.
He's pretty powerful.
Who is this dude?
He's a good dog.
He's a good dog. He's a good doggy. So what constitutes a superpowered person? If they have been on an Avengers roster in the movie at some point, you can go ahead and call them a superpowered person. Shortcut, the way to think about this, if you see them in the third act of Endgame, it's more than likely they're probably on your superpower.
You are an Avenger. It's
Yeah,
like-
and non-powered supports will be like your Darcy from Thor or something like that, or Howard Stark could pop up in there as well. So those are non-powered supports: 1 Guardian, 1 Defender. Like I said, 2 villains. Man, large swath. So let's figure out what our draft order is, man. We got guys coming in here with no plan whatsoever.
I hate this part.
It took me forever to find the 3 chip in here, man. I was digging there for like 3 minutes trying to find that stupid thing. I will be starting at this is the one
Watch
right
it be
here.
3.
1.
Oh shit!
Well, that secures me the only one that I definitely needed.
Let's see what we got here. 4.
A little back to back here.
We are some snakes.
Damn it.
3. You know what you're.
Yeah.
You know what you are.
So we're
Brian.
literally going in the circle here.
Dude, this is the
Yeah.
first time. I think this is the first time I've ever been to.
Because then you have no plan. That doesn't really change much for you, then, does it?
I mean, I didn't say I don't have a plan. I'm just saying I expect it to be shot to shit by the time I make my
Almost
first
immediately.
choice.
Almost immediately.
Yeah,
All right,
100%.
then. With that being said, the first draft or the first pick falls to me. As soon as I got this shit all figured out, man, I realized that there's one incredibly shallow pool to pull from, and that is my defender. So I will go ahead and take Daredevil off the list right now as my first pick. Daredevil. Listen, man. 3 seasons of a solid. I don't think there's a weak Daredevil season. Do you think there's a weak Daredevil season?
If any, it would be season 2, but
2
even that
was-
was pretty strong.
2 is
Season
by
2.
comparison the weakest. But
Season 2 came so hard though.
Right?
Yeah.
Punisher,
Right? I
like,
thought 3
yeah.
is the weakest, man.
That's what I
the first,
thought.
I think
That's
the
what I
first
thought.
like 4 or 5 episodes of 2 were rock solid. Like the Punisher stuff.
Yeah, I think
Once
the
he kind
Elektra
of goes
stuff
away and we
kinda-
get strictly into the Elektra stuff, it starts to meander a bit. I think by the end of the season, I was like, I'm a little tired of this.
Yeah, I think that's when.
I think the problem was with the 13 episode season format.
Say, yeah, you chop that down to 10.
Yeah.
And you got a very solid,
Lean.
yeah, lean.
But Bernthal's carrying a lot of weight in that second
Oh,
season.
absolutely.
Though, man. Like,
Absolutely.
Like his arguably not arguably, objectively the best take on the Punisher. By far, by a lot.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
far and away. That rooftop scene between him
Oh,
and Daredevil,
absolutely.
Oh, my
you're just
God.
a half measure, is what he calls him, or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's like, you're one bad day away from becoming me.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And he knew exactly. John Bernthal cast as the Punisher, and I was like, I didn't think of that, and that's the only person I want from here on out. That's one of the few that I would like to carry over from Netflix into the actual MCU proper.
For sure.
He'd be one, but I think MCU is smart enough to be like, now's not quite.
They're kind of retired the Punisher for the time being.
But still,
Probably not the best.
Daredevil himself, man, a great character. I thought Charlie Cox did a great job on that
Oh,
show.
yeah,
for sure.
I am looking forward to hopefully seeing him in Spider-Man. I guess we will see if the rumors are abound out there.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Yeah, people think he's the one in the interrogation room saying
I don't think
Because he's wearing a white
'Cause he's wearing the
button-up
white
shirt.
with the-
It's like, wow, I've
Fans
never
will-
seen a dude in a white button-up before.
fans will cling on to anything.
Speculation is a motherfucker.
It is a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's wild, man.
All right, then. My first pick off the board is the Daredevil. I do believe it is over to you, Brian Martin.
Well, definitely Daredevil was my first round pick because for the same reason you picked him. So I'm going to go with my number 2 pick, which is superpowered hero Captain America.
Which one?
The white one.
Which one?
Steve Rogers, Captain America.
he was number 1 on my hero list.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You got to snipe one of those guys quick. You know, you got to snipe a leader really quickly, and there's no better leader of the Avengers than Captain America. Yeah, he is the go-to guy.
What is your favorite Cap moment? That's not the hammer.
That's not the hammer. It's
Cap trying to lift the hammer. Isn't it?
oh man, it's golly.
Bless you, Pete.
Probably it's probably the elevator fight
Yeah.
I watched it last night.
from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
That's definitely up there. Other than that, I think the chase scene right after he gets his powers in First Avenger, where he's kind of figuring
Running
everything out,
barefoot.
he falls into that window because he's just not used to moving. I don't know, with any sort of urgency.
I didn't know I could do that.
When he grabs the cab door with the star on it, you
Yeah.
know, all of that, that's so great. And of course before he gets his powers, when he dives on the grenade, that's like Cap.
Yeah,
That is Cap.
Yeah, that's Cap. Yeah. Jamon, what's you got a favorite Cap moment?
I think other than obviously the elevator scene, I think that final fight at the end of Civil War with Bucky and Iron Man, like especially when you get to that point where Iron Man's basically figured out his fight patterns, beating the crap out of him. He's standing there bloodied and beaten up, and he's still defiant. He's like, I can do this all day.
Right on. All right then, Pete, sir, it is on you for your first pick.
Oh, I don't get a favorite moment.
No, we're gonna let you handle your business here in a little bit. There's a method to the madness, sir.
Because it's America's ass. That's my favorite. All right, so it's my pick?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to get a superhero power guy off the table. Doctor Strange.
Doctor.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I knew he was going pretty early.
Objectively, one of the strongest in the MCU. I mean, he went toe to toe with Thanos by himself, and
Turned a
had
black
on the ropes,
hole into
really.
butterflies.
Yeah,
Held his own.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite part. And Thanos was like, "Hey, what the fuck is that?"
yeah, held his own for sure. I definitely don't think, obviously, could have beat him by himself. Because by that point Thanos had a lot of Infinity Stones. But even with Strange only having one, and
he didn't
never
use
using
it.
it, never using it. What did he say?
They
All
had
those powers, and you didn't use your greatest one.
Yeah. The fact that they had to essentially nerf him in Endgame because he was so powerful.
Yeah.
Like, here, you hold this
You
flood
hold
back.
this water.
Yeah.
Like any one of those cronies from Carmartage.
So that is my pick, Doctor Strange. If you're gonna fight a villain, man, you need him on your squad.
He's like
you need him on your squad.
He's becoming the go-to now. Like, people come to him for problems now. Or
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
he's the Deus Ex Machina of the Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
Right.
he is one of them.
Hey, I got
He's
an idea.
also-
Let's go to him.
He's also going to be the if not the visual stand-in for Tony Stark.
oh yeah,
Since,
yeah.
you start
Still
not
got
around
that
like
The
bit of
attitude.
arrogance in
you
it as
kind of
well.
you kind of set that arrogant tone in Infinity War the first time the two of them meet, and both of them are snarky as shit, and even at the end of that discussion, neither one of them come out like, oh, well, he won that battle of wits or fucking whatever, like. The I'm going to allow that. Are you really leaning on the cauldron of the cosmos?
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Doctor Strange. He's my guy, and I cannot wait to see his movie. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Oh
Multiverse of
man,
Madness is
that's
going to be some.
That's the
nonsense.
one I'm
If that-
really excited
If
for.
that what if is any indication, Multiverse of Madness is going to be ridiculous.
yes.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yes.
Wait. Mr. Jackson.
Oh,
your
man.
first of two.
My first of two.
I don't like this.
That's that snake draft noise
I
right
don't
now.
like this one bit.
Don't like it.
I was so
Okay.
comfortable over in the 4 slot.
So let's stay in that power category because you definitely need on your superpower team somebody mega powerful. And here's one of the characters that was so powerful, like they literally had to take her out of the game pretty early. Let's go ahead with Captain Marvel.
Yep, knew that was coming.
All right.
Oh,
I
Carol
was,
Danvers.
Weren't you saying you wanted to
eyeballing.
win? You said you wanted to win,
Yes.
right? Okay,
That's,
okay. I'm just checking.
Then that's how you win too. If you're playing the game, that's how you win. Captain Marvel.
We will see, sir. We will see. We haven't had a whole lot of Captain Marvel quite yet, but still, what are some of her standout moments for you?
The battle with Thanos, like the fact that she was one of the few people that damn near frightened Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
What, a headbutt?
yeah, she's
Oh
just
my
standing
God,
there like it was nothing. Like,
That was
That-
another
didn't
thing. He's
move.
like, what is with these fuckers?
like you just saw that moment where Thanos was like, "Oh shit!" It's like
Thanos called a 30-second timeout.
he's
for
like,
that.
"Whoa,
He's like,
whoa, hold up now.
I gotta
I gotta use these stones now. I gotta use these stones."
Just starts rummaging through him like this. Oh, God, just give me a second.
the Rolodex of stones.
Which one works against
P,
you?
P, 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 P. There it is, Power Stone.
She very easily turned the tide in that battle. Like when she showed up and destroyed the sanctuary and all that.
Yeah.
Oh man, like she could have pretty much solved that whole problem by herself if need be.
Right on.
Yep.
Brian,
She solved a good chunk of that in a couple seconds by taking out Sanctuary,
Yeah.
man. Like,
from her movie, Brian, what are some standouts for you?
Oh, man. I like the end where she just
Punches the shit
smacks
at
Jude Law.
Law.
It's the
Yeah.
Jude Law smackdown. I think that it was just a really positive moment that the MCU needed for the female audience. Like, and I appreciated it. But I dig Brie Larson. Like, I think she's a really, really solid Captain Marvel.
It's a good subversion of expectations. You think there's going to be the big showdown battle, and she's like, I'm just going to give this dude one
Just
good
big
slap.
slap.
It's like, I ain't got
Big
time for
slap.
this.
Yeah, I got time for this.
Zap.
Yeah, and then took care of his ass quick. All right, Tremont, back on you
Right,
again.
get another one. Sweet. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and take another superpowered individual off of the board here. I'm going to go ahead and take Captain America off. Sam Wilson. Yes. Everybody, of course, everyone loves Steve Rogers as Cap, and it was so fulfilling finally seeing Sam stepping up into that role.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think where he differs from Steve is his compassion.
He also has a boat.
Yeah, that too.
He's a shrimping boat captain.
Yes, he has a black-owned business too. But as you saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier, he definitely used his skills as a counselor to try to reason with people. You saw that scene with Carly Morgenthau. He almost had her on his side until John Walker rolled in and messed things up.
Fuck the whole thing.
Everything.
US a-hole.
Bitch.
But that was his strength. Like he can literally talk some people out of doing something like totally ridiculous. Like, toward the end of that last episode, like ended with him having a discussion with all these senators. Like, look, you guys have the power to change this stuff. You need to step it up.
That was such a potent moment.
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
And it shows the character really well. I rewatched Winter Soldier last night, and I forget that that's kind of how we're introduced to him. He's dude helping,
The support
the
group.
vets.
support
Yeah.
group with the vets, and that's his. Well, he doesn't really have superpowers; it's all technology based. But his real superpower is the power of communication and persuasion.
Power of reason.
The power of reason.
And empathy.
And they've
Empathy,
held on to that. Like they haven't in all the different iterations of different times that Sam has been in the movies. They've never lost that part of his character.
Yeah.
Like it's always been an element of who he is in every property they put him in.
He's very well respected. I mean, you even look at that scene where they first meet John Walker and everything, that battle, and literally to that point where John Walker refers to him as Cap's sidekick or whatever. He was like, "Oh, see, you messed it up right there." When he said,
I don't think everybody respected him. I don't think the bank guy had a lot of respect for him.
No. I think that was for different reasons, but
Yeah.
Right. All right, Pete is back over on you.
Trying to get a signature
sweet.
he can flip on eBay. Bank dude.
I am so glad she made it through here. I'm going to take Scarlet Witch off the board.
Yeah.
If I got Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, I can probably just stop. I can stop drafting.
Pete's out.
They'll win.
Man,
We'll randomize the rest of Pete's drafts.
Friday the 13th.
she was far down on my list. I do not want any mentally unstable people in
That's
my
why I'm like,
list.
Pete should be crazy, man.
Nope, I did not. Nope, I put her down there for a reason.
See, that's the thing, though, is that I don't think going into the end of WandaVision she is mentally unstable anymore. I think she had at the very end of that final episode, she kind of had a come to Jesus moment. When she had to fighting Agatha and then having to let everyone go in the hex and being there at the house being torn down and finally just turning around and walking off. I think she's past it.
I think it's worth noting that, like, the very last time we saw Wanda, she was literally hearing voices.
Well,
Very good
People, and that's the thing. I think all that stuff might go out of the window. Like literally, the second she heard her kids in trouble.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing: is like it doesn't mean that those voices are fake. I think it shows I think that scene showed an increase in her abilities, and now she can let things in, And she's sitting there reading the Darkhold. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Not great book.
It's not like Oprah's book club or
Hey,
something.
there's gonna be some villain vanquishing shit in that book. All right, she's gonna come across something.
Not quite the page turner.
Not quite a page.
How do I call Shuma Garoth to this dimension?
right.
So
well,
I think that's I think that's a dynamic duo right there.
I think from a Poprika voting perspective, that is a very strong pick. Yes. I think if I was actually drafting a team of Avengers, Wanda would not get a call from me.
Like, maybe not.
Like someone's gonna die, and I'll be like, all right, let's call Wanda. I need to plug this hole real quick. Brian,
It's got to.
And you know who else you're not going to get? The mutant vote.
yeah, right. No more Wandas is what the mutants.
I am going to draft another. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to draft another super-powered individual, and I'm going to pick Spider-Man.
Okay, then. So that's the one I get.
Number 8 on my list.
I'm going for like a, just your classic.
Yeah.
Who could say anything bad about these guys? I mean, other than J. Jonah Jameson.
He's like,
That's plenty
maybe
of bad
the
to say.
vulture. Maybe the vulture.
Yeah, the Vulture. I don't know. The Vulture's kind of recognizes. He's got a little respect for Peter.
Yeah, he
Didn't
did save his
snitch.
daughter.
Didn't
That's the
snitch.
thing. That's the thing I like about these Spider-Man movies is like the relationship with the villains is very complicated. It's not like Vulture's just robbing a goddamn bank again. I mean, and of course Peter is like 16 and like the Vulture's like 87. And of course, like, what are they supposed to have in common, right? But in the movie, you can't do much better than Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a much better vulture than the comics for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
They give him better motivation as well.
Yeah.
But Tom Holland has like the complicated thing about I think our cinematic Peter Parkers is I'm not sure any one of them has been the perfect translation of Peter from the comics to the screen. Like I'm not sure any one of them has hit it, but they've all managed to tap into something about the character. Garfield did it, Maguire did it, and Holland has done it. And the thing that Tom Holland's really tapped into is this perpetual fish out of water kind of vibe where he's clearly young, he's clearly looking up to everybody else, and he just constantly feels out of his element, but he doesn't give a damn. Like he's still pushing forward and going for it. And that's like a fundamental part of who Peter Parker is. And we talked about kind of Chris Pine's portrayal of Kirk in the Star Trek draft and not really being an imitation of William Shatner. And it's like the same sort of vibe where it's like he just tapped into this inherent quality and has made the role his own. When I look at Steve Rogers in the Avengers movies, I think that is Cap from the comics. But with Tom Holland, it's like, well, it's not quite, but on this fundamental level, it is, right? And I really dig.
He's the good Spider-Man for the MCU.
Yes.
He's maybe not the Spider-Man off the page. I think if you're talking Spider-Man off the page, it has to go to Garfield because he was the biggest blend of snark, photographer, and scientist.
I think you're right. Even though
he had all the character tropes of Spider-Man. He wasn't a
He
particularly
just got-
likable Spider-Man,
and he just got
but he had
tossed
the
into
tropes.
like the shittiest of movies.
Right, yeah,
so
yeah.
it was like unfortunate for him, but I agree with that. But yeah, I really like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Just a ball of energy.
Oh yeah,
and
he's my
nerves.
favorite. Yeah, for
Great.
sure.
Right on. We got a favorite Spider-Man scene there, Jamont?
Oh man, gosh, I just loved his dynamic with Tony Stark. I think especially, because of course Tony was his mentor figure, his father figure, and seeing the way he looked up to him. I think the big standout was him and Tony, right after Civil War when he's taking him home or whatever, and he's like leaning in for what he thought was the hug, and everything's like, "No, we're not there yet. We're not there."
No, I'm just getting the door for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was the perfect,
Great improv moment.
Yeah, it was like a perfect demonstration of their relationship.
Right on. All right, then it falls over to me to get my first of 2 picks.
Interested to see what you do here.
I'm going to go with 2 superpowers, and then we'll see where I go from there. I can't believe Jermon left him out there.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
I'm very surprised, and both times, both your spots, I already started writing it down because I knew you were going to pick it, and you didn't. So I'm taking Black Panther.
Fuck.
Oh man!
Yeah,
Yep.
let me go ahead. And
number 2 on my
I'm
list.
a bit surprised that he left it out there
very
too.
surprised you left it on the board. Yeah, let me go ahead and snatch up Gold King.
That's a
T'Challa.
good vote getter right there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
You get
Absolutely.
Not only do you get the sympathy vote, but you get like he's a high quality character.
Yeah.
Like he was popular before he died.
Yeah,
These are all some good. Well, Black Panther, good team leader. Captain America, Steve Rogers, good team leader. Captain Marvel and the other Captain America, good team leaders. Strange, don't even great team leader, but still solid for
Still
pick.
solid.
There's
Solid
room.
pickup.
There's room for a team leader
Yeah.
in Pete's
I
draft.
think Strange might step up to be some sort of down the road possible, not if not leader, but like focal point. Like, what do we do here, Strange? But yeah, man, Black Panther. We got far too little of the character before Chadwick Boseman passed, but what we got was awesome. From his introduction in Civil War, all the great action scenes there, just the little bit of screen time he has, and the growth that he has in that little bit of screen time. From Vengeance to all the way to his, I think, was his final line is the living are not done with you yet.
Yeah.
And that one act right there gave us good old more Zemo down the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shout out to Black Panther for giving us the Zemo dance. And you know his role in Infinity War as, you know, the host of the party of the third act.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we only got the one movie out of him, but that movie is everything visually. It that visually amazing. The character is second fiddle to everyone else, but it's still great. And the fact that he grows and changes, based off of his confrontation with Killmonger, makes for an interesting type of deal as well, man. So much good shit going on there with Black Panther. What's your favorite Black Panther moment there, sir?
Oh man, I liked I actually liked that scene where he goes to the ancestral plane and like that second conversation with his father when he
That music is
realized,
great.
beautiful visuals. But when he finally, that's when I felt like he truly became king. When
That
he
was
finally
the
stood up to
remember
his
who
father,
you
was
are,
like,
Simba moment.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
he was like, "No, you were wrong to do
were
this.
wrong.
You know, this is not how I'm going to lead my people."
Right. Yeah, that music right there.
Yeah.
I'm about to watch that shit when I go home.
Tears.
So good.
So
So good.
And for some reason, T'Chaka said, "This is CNN." And I was like, what? All right. I'm going to go ahead and get my second pick, man. Another super powered person. I'm going to go ahead and take my man, Big Thor,
Damn it.
off the board.
Knew he was going.
Yeah, I knew he was going too, man. Number 3 on my list. My 1, 2, and 3 are all gone.
Yeah, my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all now gone. Yeah, Thor. I mean, the character with possibly the most overall growth and development in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
Second, maybe behind Tony. But actually, they got about an equal amount of growth. Like Cap has changed, but not grown as much as the other.
I think Cap's whole thing is like his moral set is relatively inflexible. So like while the world has changed around him, Cap has remained steady and consistent.
Yeah.
So like, but Thor starts out as just a bitch.
just a fucking heathen.
Pompous ass.
It's like Captain America, the first Avenger, Thor, the first bitch.
Yeah, he's grown, he's changed, he's grown up, he's matured, I guess is the best way of putting it, into what could have been a great king and good leader, but my man has just been beset by tragedy after tragedy.
like, this ain't for
after
me.
tragedy. And I didn't think I ever realized until he has that speech with Rocket in Infinity War just how bad he's had it over his movies. Like that's when it set in like, yo, dude has been through some shit. So he's had a lot of setbacks, but hopefully we are going to see a good bounce back for him in Love and Thunder and, you know, as Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever they call that third Guardian movie, which I'm fairly certain he's
The
not gonna
Suicide
be
Squad 2.
right. But yeah, Thor, man, a great addition to the MCU and the person who vetted Captain Marvel more or less. Pete, what's your favorite Thor scene? Is it the entrance into Wakanda?
That was pretty dope.
I mean, that was excellent, but no, his shit on the guardianship when he wakes up the first time. And he's calling Rocket Rabbit, and calling them all morons, just completely unironically.
The dick swinging competition between him and the
Star-Lord.
unspoken, because Thor's not even having the competition; it's just Star-Lord having it.
But this isn't just a normal dude. This is a man.
You are a dude. This is a man. the moment though in that, like, because I love everything about him being on the ship. Like that whole scene is just great. But my favorite moment in that is when he and Rocket are talking about losing family, and you get this like moment of vulnerability with Thor, and he sheds the tear and then shrugs it off like a dude bro would, right? Like the dude bro that just saw Old Yeller for the first time is like, it's not that sad, whatever, man.
Another in a long line of bastards.
They call that the thug tear.
It's like thug tear. But yeah, he like it's not even that his moment of realization so much as it is the way they played that scene is so on brand for how Thor would react in that moment that it's the realest we get of Thor. I love it. It's just a great moment.
All right, right on.
Plus, you gotta love some Led Zeppelin, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't do too much of that or you'll get DMCA.
Thank you.
Nothing has ever been hurt by the presence of Led Zeppelin. Can you think of a single time that's happened?
Nope.
All right, Brian, it is back over to you now, sir.
I am going to take a villain.
Ooh. First villain is going.
And I think this is the best villain that we've gotten out of this Marvel spate. Like from like all the way down. Like I don't think there's been a villain as entertaining and threatening and just this is to me like when I thought the villains, I'm like, I think I know what I'm going to do. I think I know the angle I'm going to go with this. And if I can get it, I'm going to take Kingpin.
God damn it! That was my pick.
Now, see, when you got Daredevil, I was like, well, maybe that won't work. But then I got Spider-Man, and I'm like, I'm going to make it work. Like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin is like a dude that watching him on the screen, I'm afraid he's going to murder me. He's
so good.
He's unsettling. He's sympathetic. He is I feel like he was the gold standard for MCU villains before we started getting guys like Killmonger. And before we started getting like Shang-Chi's dad, who was another really good example of that.
Lots
right?
of layers.
Where it's like, this is a tragic character. It's a sympathetic character, but they're definitely the bad guy. We can all agree they're the bad guy, right?
Yes.
You know, I mean, D'Onofrio just threw everything he had into that role and just delivered the Kingpin.
Oh my God.
Capital T.
I'm just thinking back to that scene where he shows up in Ben Urich's apartment.
Oh God.
So uncomfortable. Like part of me, even a part of me was like, oh no, this dude's going to die. He's going to kill him. But don't do it. Don't do it. The tension was just like too much.
I like Ben Urich as a character, and I loved him in season 1 of that show, and that was the thing. It's like, oh no. We saw him slam that dude's head in the car door in episode 4. You know, like this is a remorseless dude.
Yeah, you were like, maybe he's just going to scare him a little bit. And
the conversation between the two is so good before it goes down. Such good writing.
And they both know what's coming the whole time.
It was like it kind of reminded me of Bane in Dark Knight Rises, where like you saw those scenes where like being around him was just not comfortable.
Except you could totally understand what Vincent D'Onofrio was saying.
Like when he was, I think when he smoked, when he smoked Ben Mendelsohn, you could see like he was just like,
Bane is like the Kenny of the Batman universe.
Nice. All right. God damn.
They killed Bane, you bastard. I didn't mean to do that while you were drinking.
Oh, well, there goes my dark horse villain. All right, Pete, it's on you.
I am also going to take a villain.
I don't like this trend at all.
I mean, there's obviously the obvious one, but I'm not going to go with the obvious one. I'm going to take Hela off the list.
Son of a...
Hela is one of the...
Stop saying Hela, Cartman.
Hela is one of the only villains that the heroes themselves don't actually defeat. Like she's... Like everybody else, every other villain you see get their comeuppance from a hero. Like something, something always happens to, hero-wise from the bad guy. Like, they have to leave Surtur to destroy
They've got to
Hela.
release a worse villain.
Right. And they have to, and then Surtur does his thing, and then he's all done. He's like, "Well, Ragnarok happened. Cool. I guess I'll go back to fucking hell now." Like, you know. And so they had to leave it to someone else to deal with, and I
Surtur's
think
like-
that's the gold standard for OP villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Surtur's like, that's all I needed, guys. We could have avoided centuries of conflict if you just let me do this.
Just let me destroy your whole world.
Man, I'm gone. See, you'll never see me again.
Right?
Yeah, probably because you're all dead.
I'll give you guys some time to get out of here. Just let me stick the sword in. It's fine.
I do love that, and it's like it's a very creative way to dispatch the villain. It's something I'll also hand to Doctor Strange. Like as far as villain dispatching goes, like top 3 are probably Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, and Endgame.
I relate it to Beetlejuice when Gina Davis gets the worm to eat Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
the worm gets him, not Gina Davis. You know,
And she's another character with layers. Like,
Gina Davis?
No, not Gina
Yeah.
Davis.
She is.
Gina Davis has got layers.
Definitely got
Well,
it.
she has layers too,
I
but
saw the long
You ever
Kiss
seen the
Goodnight.
Long Kiss Goodnight? God
Yes.
damn it!
Charlie Baltimore.
Yeah, she's got at least 2 layers.
But
Hey,
no,
you
I
like
was
that?
saying she was of course she was an outright villain, but you can understand her motivations.
She was
like,
mad.
yeah, her
Like,
father was
Relatable.
horrible to her.
Yeah.
I am constantly in awe that they made that headdress work in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
like the
Yeah,
fact that
really
they pulled
did.
that off, I was like, it almost doesn't matter. You know, it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's great that you got Kate Blanchett to play her.
I was gonna say that's the aplomb
like
right
you
there.
can't do better. The only thing that could have been on equal footing is if like Tilda Swinton had played her instead of the ancient one. But like, no, Kate Blanchett as Hela. Like
Perfect cast.
you've done it. You've done it. You cracked
They
the code.
I didn't even notice this until like recently, but as you know the movie progressed, as she was getting more and more powerful, the horns got bigger and more out there.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, the mask, like the headdress would become a mask sometimes,
Yeah,
but not all the time.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Right on. Right on.
yeah,
Very nicely done, Pete.
yeah,
Very
Hella,
nicely done.
Hella. That's
She was actually
she's
one of my
bad.
picks for villain. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Goth Girl of the Year.
Yes.
It is on you, Jermon.
me go ahead and,
Suicide Girl of the Month.
While we're
I'll get my subscription immediately.
while we're in this pocket, let me go ahead and get one of my villains off the board here. I'm going to go ahead and take Ego off the board.
totally on
there's
my
a
list.
there's a good one. That's a good
Yeah,
pull.
that's a good pull.
Planet, huh?
Yes, Ego, the
He's
living
very
planet.
Whole
bottom
fucking
of
planet.
my list.
Oh man, I don't know why.
No, he was he was up pretty high on my
Yes.
list.
Well,
Actually.
I was going for like obviously going for something different. It's like I don't get Kingpin and Ego.
Initially,
No, actually,
But now
that
that
would.
you mention it.
Kingpin's facility is on Ego.
Man.
Ego shows up and just opens his mouth, and Kingpin comes strutting out.
my initial plan was to have Ego team up with Hela or whatever, and just
Ooh, that's a good combo.
yeah, that would have been
Action
world
shop.
like just conquest totally. But Ego, I mean, he's a celestial for crying out loud.
Yeah.
The Guardians should have gotten mopped. And they almost did, but he should have. I don't know how he lost, to be honest.
An exploited weakness by Mantis. That's,
Yeah.
If there was no Mantis, then they would
That'd have been a wrap.
waxed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was just on top of them almost the entire time.
Right on. Right on.
Oh,
What's
my
y'all's thoughts on Ego, the Living Planet? Kurt Russell, obviously a great
Yeah.
pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Total man whore.
And then of course David Hasselhoff. I mean,
yeah.
good. Yeah.
he's my favorite Ego.
See, I thought like my whole thought process was that he was going to go back on his man whoring expedition and meet Hela, and that was going to be a wrap.
Oh, good Lord.
Yikes.
Oh, good Lord.
Could you imagine the child they would have?
No, I do not want
It
to.
would be automatically a celestial. Like,
Yes,
automatically.
yes.
Yeah.
Half celestial, half Asgardian. It's like it's over. It's
over.
over.
All right.
The Asgardian.
All right. And your second pick, sir.
Oh man, let's see here. Let me go ahead and get a support player off the board here. Now, when you yes, no, there's a reason I have to do this. Now, when dealing with a group of powered individuals,
So just go ahead and write down Nick Fury.
yes, of course, exactly, of course.
Not even on my list.
What? Sorry to step on your mouth there, Jamon.
He wasn't on my list either. It's out of solidarity for you,
Yes.
Jermon, that I did not include Nick Fury on my list.
I appreciate that.
He's number 2 on my list, and I was just like, why did I even bother to write this?
You knew it.
Wrote
You
Jermon
knew
next
he
to his name.
I can't believe he made it to like a 4th round pick, right?
You knew he was getting taken, but come on, it's Nick Fury, man. You need somebody who's going to keep all this stuff organized.
Right on. I mean,
Definitely.
it's Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
a lot to say about
yeah.
it. Do we have favorite Nick Fury moments?
You got to keep both eyes open.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's it.
For me, it's about damn time. When he shows up towards her.
I enjoyed
in the
Mother
Winter Soldier.
Flurkin. Mother Flurkin.
Did he say that?
Yeah, when the cat scratched and
said
Mother
Flurkin.
Flurkin.
I don't know if I ever realized that.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And
that's a
his
contender.
tombstone says the path of the righteous man.
Yeah. Ezekiel
Oh,
20,
yeah, that's true.
17.
That is a fantastic fucking shout
I just
out,
love.
dude.
I love that sequence, of course, in Winter Soldier, where he's in the suburban or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Get me off the grid.
such a good scene, man.
Oh my!
We got a little
better,
play with that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. Like, we got that on TV and then in the movie.
I've never seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really?
No.
Oh, dude.
Agents
Agents
Well, then
of
how are
S.H.I.E.L.D.
you going to draft Fitzsimmons on your list?
I heard there's a Fitz.
That's a twofer.
That is a twofer.
I think you should be able to draft Fitzsimmons
Fitzsimmons.
as a support.
Both of them together.
The two of them?
I feel like they don't. Well, we got an entire season about how they don't work if they're not together.
That's true.
We got an entire season about that.
That's true.
All right, very good call on Nicholas J.
Yeah.
Fury.
Can't.
Yes.
As human support, can't do better.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
Yes, you can.
there's a couple.
Yes, you
there's a couple
can.
out there, but
All right, Pete, it's on you, man.
there's one draft pick I'm waiting on Jermon to take,
right.
and I can't wait.
oh
Jamon
man,
to take? All right, interesting.
I think I know what you're talking about too, and it's on the list.
Pete, what you got?
Well, I feel like I want to get one of my other villain
Okay.
because I don't feel like he'll make it around the table, but yeah, that support character make it around. So I'm gonna pick my other villain. I'm gonna pick Dormammu.
Ooh,
Welcome to
I like what you're
bargain.
doing here. I like what you're doing here.
I feel like Hela and Dormammu would work extraordinarily well together.
Yeah.
Hela would just go tell Dormammu which planet to eat, and he would just go do it. So, yeah, I think the combination of the goddess of death and the biggest dude in the dark dimension, I think that's the 1-2 punch.
That's it.
That this Avengers team needs to fucking come strong
And
with.
at this point, both of them would be literally hella angry after what happened to them.
Oh yeah.
after rage quitting due to
Yeah,
Doctor Strange?
yeah.
I take back what I said about drafting the Scarlet Witch at this point. I think that's probably a pretty
second-
good-
This is shaping up good, Pete.
This is why I need both magicians on my team. Like I need
Yeah.
because if my slice is Hela and Dormammu,
Yeah.
Iron Man's not gonna fucking do shit. There's no, you know.
The second Dormammu got that text notification that the time stone's gone. It's like it's on. It's on.
He has Google alerts set up.
Our Avengers. The time stone's dead.
It's like, good looking out, Thanos. He's like,
He's definitely subbed to that subreddit.
oh yeah.
Oh, definitely. All right, then. Dormammu, not a bad choice at all,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
I don't know if
Dormammu
that's
and his
necessarily
villain.
going to get me any votes because I think he's kind of an outlier, but
He is an outlier, but I
just
think
think
Dormammu matched
He's
with
a solid.
Strange.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I got that too. Like
could've
if I got a
done
hero on my roster, I have to have the villain, or it just doesn't. Why is Doctor Strange going to fight fucking Kingpin? Like, you know, as cool as that would be, like, why?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I can just go sling. You're gone.
Put him in a time loop, making that omelet over and over again.
Picking up the same white suit every day. All right,
Sam,
then,
there you
Brian.
Great.
It is on you,
Yeah,
sir.
that's awesome. I'm going to pick a support.
I don't like this.
I got to have my girl.
No! That was my next pick!
Peggy Carter.
On my list.
I was.
That was my number one.
Gotta have her. Gotta
was
have her,
my
man.
number
Gotta
one.
have her in more ways than one.
I bet you do.
She's I got Cap. gotta have his lady friend.
All right.
That's
Your best girl.
yeah,
excellent,
and I mean
excellent
and
motivation / weakness.
founder of one of the founding members of Shield.
Yes.
Super spy extraordinaire. Can hold her own. Could have done quite well with the super soldier serum. Just saying.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
God, I wish that airplane scene was in like live action. That was so. Oh man.
Yeah, man, that was wild.
I know
almost
we're
think
not
like it
supposed
would
to
not
use.
have worked.
I know we're not supposed to use what if, but fuck Captain Carter. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There are action figures coming.
I will buy that shit.
I'm getting that T'Challa for sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah. The T'Challa Star-Lord. That's
T'Challa Star-Lord. Yeah.
pretty righteous. But yeah, I mean,
It's
Peggy Carter, just terrific. The next to Nick Fury, best support you could have, I think.
I think that is 100% correct.
Yes.
Yeah. A excellent mirror to put up to Steve. I think there is. I would have liked to have seen what Peggy Carter could have brought to the table in the modern day Avengers era.
Yeah.
Just born wrong time, wrong place. Or maybe right time, right place for Cap.
I think I love that moment in First Avenger, when Cap is chasing after that Hydra agent after assassinating, Erskine or whoever, and she's like standing like right in front of the
he
car,
has to actually get her out of the way.
and she gets pissed because
Yes.
she's like, "I had this." It's like, what do you like?
You almost got ran down. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's terrific.
So good. So good.
yes.
All right. Well done. Well, God damn it, Brian.
Nice.
Well, I guess I'll give my, since people are picking, look at that. So your non-power support to Captain Marvel and Fury, who we've seen together.
Yeah.
You got Strange and Dormammu, who we've seen together. You got Steve and Peggy. So I guess I'll give my non-power support to go with Panther and get Shuri off this.
Shuri, hell yeah.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna get, because you got Thor, right?
I got Thor.
I thought you were gonna take Natalie Portman's Jane Foster.
I thought about it, but I think Shuri gets you. I wouldn't
pick Jane
draft
Jane
her
Foster's not on my
until
list.
after Love and Thunder.
What?
Yeah.
How is Korg
See
not
what
on
she
your list?
does.
Korg is on my list.
Cork and Meek comes with
And
him.
me.
That's the one.
That's a twofer.
Yeah, Shuri.
Yeah,
is
great,
off
great pick.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
So if anything, we're gonna have at least two badass dudes with some power and some great technology.
Hell yeah.
invented by Shuri.
Hell yeah.
I don't know the future of Shuri in the MCU. I don't know the future of Letitia Wright in the MCU.
Well,
right
she's
now.
definitely in there because I think they just reported she had gotten injured on set.
Oh, good.
So-
Yeah.
She's on. I mean, she's on those promo posters, isn't she? Or is that a?
What promo poster?
Don't they have a? They have like, or is that from these images that I'm seeing of her, and she's like standing there like this, and Wakanda Forever on the thing.
Definitely.
And, like, is that fan made?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
That's
only
too
thing
bad
they
because I
released was
keep
the
seeing
logo.
that. Like, I don't know if that's a fan made image or not because I
It
keep
is.
seeing it
Yeah,
everywhere.
We don't know the future of Black Panther 2 or who's going to be the Black Panther. I will say this. Everyone seems to lean Shuri. I'm hoping it's not Shuri because I would like to keep Shuri in the lab making dope technology.
Yeah, she needs to be like
She's
the
the
Q
Q.
branch
Yeah,
of
we
Yeah.
need to
Black
keep that
Panther.
Q. Yeah, it's like we don't want Desmond Llewellyn as James Bond. So.
Grow up, 007.
Oh, grow up. I'm going to go ahead and get, since people just out here villaining it all up. I mean, come on. I mean, Thanos, man. Come
Oh,
on.
of course.
Let's-
Somebody
yeah,
has
I knew
to
he
do
was,
it. Yeah.
Someone has
Somebody got to
to.
take Thanos.
Old fatty.
Oh, Fatty. Thanos.
Kept Ant-Man out of his ass.
He just wakes up and reminds his minions every day, keep man out my ass.
Oh, you
Boss, we
got
got
it,
you, boss.
You have to draft Ant-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have
That
to.
thought came to my mind. That thought came
You
to
have
my
to
mind.
do it. I'm erasing him from my list. To clear the way.
Did y'all see that?
That's suppository. That's
that-
sweet suppository.
Was it the what if?
the fan what if
Yeah.
poster that has Ant-Man going on?
Never let it die.
I
Never.
want to see that so bad.
I always loved like when the Avengers when the Endgame posters were being released, the character posters, and they all had like little phrases at the bottom, but it was like "go up his anus," and it had the Avengers A for for Ant-Man. I was like, man, that should be a real thing.
Should be a
I feel like when they did the what if though in that third episode, I mean no spoilers or nothing, but in that third episode they got precedent for Ant-Man doing damage inside a person. So, like, someone who went there.
That's true. He called up somebody's ass. It just wasn't.
Thanos.
One of the most prevalent threats. Well, I guess the biggest.
I mean,
threat
he
that the
fucked up the
has faced.
MCU forever.
Yeah.
They wanted their Darth Vader, they said, and I do believe they delivered on the MCU's version
yes.
of Darth Vader. Full of great quotes.
Guy with family issues.
Yeah, family issues. Better motivation than Darth Vader. But yeah, it is the Darth Vader.
Little less gullible than Darth Vader. I think he's a little more. I think he thought things through and like, did his homework and was like, "This seems to be the best option."
Right.
Yeah, very ruthless and
Market
intelligent.
analysis.
He never really lost his cool.
Not until the very end.
Yeah.
Not until the very end. Rain, fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, Thanos.
He got pretty pissed off.
That was his Shia LaBeouf moment.
I loved Yeah, he's very quotable villain. Very quotable.
Yeah, really the only time you start seeing him lose his cool is when he's like, I'm actually going to enjoy taking
towards
this
that.
perfect world
That
out.
towards Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then. It is back over to you, Mr. Martin.
Well, I kind of got the ones I wanted. I don't know. I'm kind of.
Just coasting at this point.
Hey, time to take that Sunny Birch.
I am going to take my Guardian. And I'm going to take Drax the Destroyer.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Drax the Destroyer.
Because he comes with the power of invisibility.
Oh, does he now?
That's what they
Zerg
say.
nuts.
That's what they say.
Zerg nuts.
Tough as nails, throw himself at anything.
Literally.
Yeah. He will just remorselessly go in and just chop some shit up.
Yes.
Just doesn't give a damn. Just
Yeah, he
And
will go
nothing-
there if you need him to go there. I think.
And nothing gets over his head.
right.
His reflexes are too fast. He would catch it.
I don't like what Drax became in the MCU, which is just a punching bag for jokes. And they just kind of dumbed him down to be the big stupid character, and that's not how Drax was in the first.
In
Yeah,
the
but
first
nobody
Guardians of the
ever-
Galaxy, he was like the whole
Yeah.
prison was scared of him.
Yeah. You can tell from the first Guardians to the second, they definitely ramped up the humor with him.
I think the thing with the second Guardians, and this is why it doesn't work as well for me, is that they took everything that worked really well
and ramped it way up.
really like naturally in the first one, and then set out to replicate it deliberately in the second one, right? Like, so that's why all the comedy
Catch lightning in a bottle
is
twice.
up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they didn't try to. It wasn't as organic. It was just a lot more. It felt more like you're actually trying to get the laugh this time instead of just, wow, that was pretty great. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
So I hope that having so much time in between Volume 2 and Volume 3 kind of smooths that out a little bit. But
Not what we saw in Infinity War and Endgame. It's still just a giant
well,
fucking-
I'm talking more about like James Gunn and the approach to
okay,
it and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
like
yeah,
I think this just like looking at it as strictly a Guardians movie. I hope that helps smooth things out.
Right on.
But I do think Drax has a lot to offer comedically too, and Dave Bautista is a very funny dude. So, I think that
his comedic time is second to none.
Right on. What's the best Drax scene we've gotten?
Oh man, my favorite was a little more low key. That scene right after the prison escape, where Star-Lord is like, I have to go get something or whatever. And Drax was like, "What did you what'd you put yourself in peril for?" And he's like, he gives him the Walkman. He's like, "You're an imbecile."
I really love. I like when there's waiting in the ship and he looks out and he's like, "Behold!"
Yeah,
like it's this magnificent moment. He's so impressed with everything.
What about you, Pete?
We were just talking. I mean, we just talked about how Guardians 2 isn't the best. Well, my favorite moment of Drax comes from Guardians 2 when he starts laughing. She just told everyone your innermost secrets. You must be so embarrassed. Do me. Because it's initially the ridiculousness of him calling out Star-Lord, and then the on top asking to have that done to him. I just absolutely love the playfulness in that scene.
He's like the friend that you have that has no internal monologue.
Right.
Like every single thing they think is uttered verbally. That's and that's part of what makes him such an efficient killing machine. And
Also,
there's
you
no
gotta-
thought involved in it. It's just like point me at this thing and tell me to take my knives out.
Yeah. Like in Guardians 1, he calls Ronan. It's that I'm here. Come and fuck with me.
Right.
I want you to come here right now.
And possibly one of the greatest ad libs in MCU history is like, why is Gamora?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll do you one better.
Right
So
on.
fantastic.
Like, what? Great ad lib. All right, Pete,
Yeah.
it's on you, sir.
I will also take a Guardian. I will take Rocket.
There it
Yep.
is. Good
Yeah.
See,
There it
'cause,
is.
you know, some of y'all are picking scientists, fucking Shuri and shit. I need somebody that can build me a hadron collider on command. You know,
Fair enough.
I need that's my guy, Rocket.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else I could say about him other than that's a bad dude right there.
We-
That's
we-
3.5 foot tall, a badass.
I love him sitting at that table in the commissary. Oh, we're getting out of here. You know, it's like it's also
Confidence.
just like, oh, don't worry about it.
Like, I figured he formulated his plan as soon as it got in there, and it was just a matter of time. He knew what was going down. We got far too little Rocket Tony Stark interaction.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got with about
Got
2
Ratchet.
sentences.
Yeah,
Oh,
Thought you
I'm
were a
getting that
teddy
arm.
bear.
I thought
Maybe
you
I
were
am.
Build-A-Bear for a second.
Maybe I am. Yeah, Rocket is a damn good pick, and that is part of why Guardians 2 doesn't work for me. Like, Rocket is an adorable little shit, but they kind of just turn him into an asshole. And Guardians 2.
I think that's kind of part of his character progression. Like, he's that asshole, but deep down, he does have a tender side that he doesn't want to show.
Right, but Guardians 1 built, like, I tend to agree with you, Daryl, is that Guardians 1 built sympathy for Rocket, especially in the scenes where he's like, they, you know, what was
Form
it?
apart
They pulled
and-
me
yeah.
apart and put me back together. Yeah, and that, like, it really builds sympathy to the point where at the end, when Drax actually puts his hand on his head and he's like, he doesn't mind that so much.
Yeah.
It's like, now we've got and then Guardians 2 starts, and it's like, wow, you're a cock. It's like, why are you, like, and he starts out just being vindictive as shit in that movie. It's like, why are you mad? Didn't we put this Band-Aid on in the first movie? Like, why are you so pissed off?
And I get that they wanted to go for the overall theme of families argue and bicker sometimes,
And granted-
but they're still family. But that was just a little bit.
Granted,
much.
Volume 2 only took place a few months after the first one, so they probably haven't even gotten to that place yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a point there. It's just I feel like the first movie went out of their way to make Rocket a sympathetic character, even as they made him a jerk, because they did. You know, he was a jerk in the first one, but then he has a arc.
Yeah.
He has an arc in the first movie, whereas in the second one, I tend to agree with you. I don't think anybody in Guardians 2 has an arc. Maybe Star-Lord. I think Star-Lord kind of has an arc, but
Nebula.
Nebula is easily the character that benefits the most from Guardians Volume 2.
I would agree with that.
100%. Like, I think Guardians 2 does a disservice to most of the main characters, except for Nebula
and
Yondu.
Oh, Yondu.
It's like,
Yondu, of course, because Yondu goes
featuring main characters where all the side characters, even Kraglin gets a little bit.
Yeah,
of something.
Yondu's
He's my favorite character in the movie.
Yondu's trajectory is kind of the opposite of what Drax is, where he's like more like he's a more well-rounded character in the second movie than he was in the first one, where he was really just this foil that was kind of for comedic effect.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like they're like probably not conscious, but our main characters lacked, so secondary characters could get a little bit of more progression and development, or at least
I'd
kept
agree
in
with that.
stasis. Jermon, you're first of 2, sir.
All right.
Almost halfway done.
Yeah, let me go ahead and I need to go ahead and take my defender off the board because that's going to be slim pickings.
I'm surprised that only one defender.
I think nobody even cares anymore.
Glad I got mine.
Let's go ahead and get one Carl Lucas, aka Luke Cage.
Damn it. Dude, I was about to snake him right from underneath you. That was my next. I'm not even kidding. That was my next pick. Was fucking Luke Cage.
I just don't want to get stuck with you know who.
There's only 4 of them.
Yeah,
and 2 of them are gone.
I mean, come on, Luke Cage, man, the bulletproof man. He's
Yep.
well respected in Harlem. Well respected. Like he was literally the dude. He was that dude that you go like. He was kind of like Bill Bixby in The Incredible Hulk, where he would just go around doing good, helping people.
Yep.
Until he becomes a crime lord.
Yes. Well, it was a necessary evil.
Yeah, that season 2 ending, I think, is the best ending of any
great
Defenders show.
cliffhanger.
You go from being a superhero to a fucking crime lord with the Godfather shot towards the very end, and now nothing. We'll have
Harlem's
no
Paradise, man. They got some ownership problems.
One got tossed out a window.
I have a bad admission. I never saw the second season of
Yo,
Luke Cage.
the end of season 2
Yes.
is legit good.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got to go back and see it. It's one of the ones I did not see season 2 of Iron Fist.
Oh, that's
I know.
good too.
Is it?
Yo, season 2 of Iron Fist, I will put
Yeah.
up there, man. I
Really?
love
It's
it.
only 10 episodes. It's a much leaner story.
They corrected a lot.
Yeah.
They fired the first showrunner.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they
okay.
gave, like, from Danny Rand from Defenders to Iron Fist is much more chill, a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And
okay.
yeah. And he pops up in one episode of Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah.
And
That was literally the best,
yeah, it's the best interaction between
Yeah.
No
them.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, man,
All
yeah.
right.
It was literally
Man, I
Heroes
signed
Fight
on
episode.
some shit.
But
Damn.
see, I know what happened, Pete, because like Netflix was on this tear for a while where they would immediately release the second season of something and then cancel the entire thing 5 days later.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, so unless you binged it the day it came out, you're kind of 5 days. It's like, okay, time to sit down and watch. Oh, this thing that's never going to go anywhere. All
Yeah,
right.
I
Unlike
do have
Jessica
that
Jones
thing.
Season 3,
if
which
I-
was canceled before the season even came out.
That's
Yeah,
true.
if I find out, the mid of a show's run that the shit got canceled, I don't watch it. I'm like,
It's still good storytelling.
I mean, yeah, but I don't
It
want to.
could be.
I don't want to get. Yeah, could be.
It might not be,
I don't want
you
to
know?
get invested in something that I know is going to end with a cliffhanger that's just going to piss me the fuck off because I know ahead of time I'm not getting another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, so I don't want to.
That's
I
understandable.
don't want to. I have so many other things to watch and do and play and all
there
that.
are too many options.
There are too many options. That why am I going to waste my time on something that I know is going to end prematurely?
I understand that.
Yeah,
You
why
know
would
what
I?
I'm
Why
saying?
would I read Game of Thrones when that last book's never coming out?
Listen,
Brian's spitting bars over here right now.
still fucking good. Still fucking good. And just like this, man, still fucking good. So Luke,
Why
Cage,
don't
what
we
is-
all? You know what he should do? He should fan source the remaining pages of that book, and like everybody,
You get 13
everybody gets a
pages, you
chapter.
get-
Yeah, like or everybody writes like a paragraph even, and it's like you just pass it along, like one of those things in elementary school where you kind of pass the paper back and forth, and everybody adds a different paragraph to the story. That's how Game of Thrones should end.
I bet that
Hey, if the
novel
fans-
actually
3
exists on
paragraph-
Tumblr.
If the fans bitch about it, it's your fucking fault. You did it.
Right?
3 paragraphs until Jamie Lannister and Jon Snow are fucking. So,
That's absolutely
What
true.
is your favorite Luke Cage moment?
Oh man, gosh, I think I love that the first episode, that fight in the Chinese restaurant, where like he's just sitting there trying to mind his business, and he sees something going down, and because at first he wanted to just keep his head down, not get involved in anything, but he realizes like I can't do this. I got to get involved. I got to do the right thing, and yeah, when I think that first moment when the one goon like show him what you do or whatever, and he tries to punch him in the jaw and just breaks his arm. It's like
Yeah.
to the point where the other guy's like, "Look, man, I don't even like these dudes. It's like I don't want no parts of this."
You want this shit doing?
See, I tell you what I wanted to see at some point was Luke Cage and Daredevil comparing notes about all the women they've hooked up with, because there's some overlap there too
Yeah,
with
little
Claire.
Eskimo brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, very nice. What is your second pick there, sir?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my other support character off the board here. Now with the Avengers, see, you're gonna need, when you think support characters, you're gonna need people that serve certain functions.
Okay.
Just
I know
write
where we're
down
going.
Maria Hill.
I know. No. That's not where we're going. We're not going there.
No.
This character actually could serve 2 purposes. Now, one, you're going to need you're dealing with superheroes that the activity they need to be in shape. So you need somebody to keep them up in shape. You also need.
Is there a character called the Gymnast that I don't remember?
No.
I think he's
I'm
about
going
to draft
somewhere-
a character from The Wire. Let's see what
No, I'm
happens.
going somewhere with
Omar.
this. You're also going to need some, they deal with a lot of tech, so you might need somebody with some skills with, working with metal shop and stuff like that. You need somebody like Jonathan Pangborn.
Yes!
Street ball legend.
This was it. This was it. I knew it.
Is this the hashtag justice for Pangborn happening right now?
Yes, Jonathan
Benjamin
Pangborn.
fucking Bratt.
Yes,
I didn't even put him on.
Street
Oh.
ball legend.
Street ball
He was
legend.
absolutely on
And
my
he,
list.
he obviously worked in a metal shop, so he has some skill with
He street ball, good at staying in shape. It's
Yes.
Benjamin Bratt. He's looked the same for like
has a
30
little
years.
dabbled in the mystic arts.
Yeah.
I mean, he could help you.
Pangborn.
Yes.
God damn.
Yes.
I didn't even take that tack. Holy
Yes.
Is that who you thought he was going to
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. I was like, motherfucker, you better do it. You got Nick Fury. There's no reason not to.
Come on.
You
Come
got
on.
the space.
Justice for Pain. God
Yes.
damn it. Well done.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Are
we
you,
need. And I don't want
posting
to.
that hashtag justice for Pangborn.
And if you vote against him, you're ableist.
What's your favorite Pangborn moment?
There are just so many. I mean, there's so many.
I hope he's back. I hope he's back in Multiverse of Madness.
He's got it. God damn it.
Yes.
He's got to be.
You got to be back. Let's get a petition started. We can go to one of those petition things and be like,
If they can, like Shang-Chi, if they
1
can bring
million
back,
strong to bring Pangborn back to the MCU.
I was like Shang-Chi, if they can bring back certain characters, they can bring back Pangborn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Come on. You brought back
Justice.
Trevor Slattery.
Yeah.
Give us
Oh,
Benjamin
yeah.
Bratt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It was like, is he going to be back? He's going to be back. And he's like on the red carpet premiere. And everyone's like, okay, so he's in this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well done,
Well,
sir.
his one shot actually led to that. Like,
Yeah.
And Disney Plus dropped it again, like put it
a
on
week ago.
So it's like,
And I saw a bunch of people going, "Man, did you watch that one shot? It's so awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, I watched it when it
years ago.
fucking came out 10 years ago."
yeah, right.
All right, then, Pete.
What kind of fan are you?
We're back over to you. I remind you, ain't but two
Go ahead, do it.
defenders
Go ahead,
left.
do it.
Dude,
Pete.
I gotta. I have
fucking
to
do it.
I have to. Jessica Jones.
I got a plan.
I do not want fucking Iron Fist on my list. I would like to also. I would like to also have a shot at the title.
Kiss
that would
of
be
fucking
nice.
death.
Fair enough.
Exactly, kiss of death.
Thank you for picking Luke Cage, thereby forcing him into picking
Yeah.
Jessica
Jessica,
Jones, which makes my next pick a little bit more secure.
See, that's. I mean, dude. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like Luke Cage was the next pick on my list. Like I'm like, I have to do that. Luke Cage and Jessica Jones have very similar power sets. Now, Jessica Jones isn't bulletproof, which that sucks. But they both got the super strength.
Yes.
But Jessica Jones comes with a lot of fucking baggage.
Yes.
You got some characters with
That-
some baggage, sir.
I do.
Yes.
I do. Which
Jessica Jones and Scarlet Witch on the same team?
Oh, yeah.
Good fucking luck.
I think-
And Doctor Strange.
Well, honestly,
Doctor
I mean,
Strange.
though, if you think of that as like an on-screen movie, that's going to be some really fun back and forth.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
all
that's
going to be
absolutely.
sitting around the Sanctum Sanctorum drinking all night.
Right?
And Rocket Raccoon's not the most mentally stable of characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine? Yeah, Jessica Jones and Wanda like sitting there like with a bottle of whiskey, and Strange is constantly
Not
filling
great.
it up. Like,
Not great.
That's a good point.
That's the best scene in the second act of that film.
after they've got their asses kicked and stuff.
What's your favorite Jessica Jones moment there, sir? Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, I did enjoy watching her get plowed in season 1, but
Classic
Luke
Pete
Cage.
moment.
Sweet Christmas.
We did it, guys. Ding, ding.
You get one Pete moment every
Yeah.
time.
you never know when the Pete
Bingo.
moment's going to
That was
happen.
literally the first Sweet Christmas we got from Luke Cage.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But I do like the biggest thing that I liked about Jessica Jones was the dynamic between her and the Purple Man. Like, every single time it's hard to pick one because every single time they're on screen together, it's just it is a magnet for good acting and tension. Like just every time. I mean, Tennant's fucking the guy is just a unbelievable powerhouse of acting anyway, and Kristen Ritter really gets to come into her own in that role and really just own it and be fragile and be afraid. After all the other times in the show, you see her be the not caring, not giving a fuck. I'm just gonna care because fuck everything. The minute she gets on screen with him, it's like stark, like deer in headlights fear.
Yeah,
and I love that dichotomy in the show. Like
It's
I
a
really
great
enjoy
way-
Jessica Jones
I
a
think
lot.
that first season in particular is like it's an awesome representation of like taking ownership of your victimhood,
Yeah.
and turning it around. Like,
The whole season's a very potent
Yeah.
statement on that very thing.
especially
loved it.
post Me Too. Yeah. It's,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because that's
yeah,
because that's all that.
Kilgrave got me too'd. Definitely.
Oh, Kilgrave got me too in a in a bad way.
He got me too'd straight
Oh
up.
yeah.
Like,
Canceled.
But I find myself having to take Jessica Jones because Danny Rand can fuck right off.
All right, then. There you go.
Yeah. So Jessica Jones. That's
curly
my.
haired white bread son of a.
All right, then.
I don't give a damn.
You're no Tony Stark, sucker.
So now you can.
You're not even a Bruce Wayne.
All right, Brian, it is on you.
All right, so I need a caster. You know, somebody who
I took them both.
casts things.
Not
all of
toucher?
them.
Not just like a magician caster.
Not a temple
but like-
toucher? Arm caster?
Like not a temple toucher, an arm caster.
Not a temple toucher.
As Uncle Rob
As
calls
Uncle
him.
Rob calls it. Yep.
And I'm going to take Iron Man.
So you went there, huh?
Yeah.
You just lost Damon Hurd's vote.
You just lost. Yep, Damon Hurst's vote.
You probably would have done better sliding him in the villain slot.
You might have gotten a couple of extra. But yeah, I just couldn't justify.
Yeah.
All right, then talk about it, man.
I need somebody who's not like obviously I've got Kingpin up in here. I can't get somebody like I don't know, like fucking Heimdall or something to go up against Fisk. But
You gotta keep it very street level.
but like Iron Man's villains are all like businessmen, you know,
yeah.
for the most part in his films.
Which is why you got businessman Danny Rand coming.
They're all businessmen. And yeah, and I mean, like I think Danny and Stark will work well together when the day finally comes. But
Pool their resources, as it were.
yeah, I mean, he's the guy who started
Big
it
bang.
all. I don't think the sympathy vote's quite there in the way it is for Chad Boseman, rest in power. But you know, I mean, Tony Stark is
the heart and soul of the Marvel Cinematic
Absolutely.
Universe. I watched
Absolutely.
Iron Man last night, and I was like, this movie is still fucking slap.
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
God, it's so good.
He had so many businessman villains that it spilled over to Spider-Man. Like,
He had Elon Musk in there. Of course. Besides the I Am Iron Man 1 and 2, what is your favorite Tony moment?
I Love You 3000
Ooh.
is probably it. You know,
All
like
right.
that's
that's up there.
that is proof that Tony Stark has a heart.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, it is.
And I think part of the reason Iron Man 3 gets so much flack is that it felt like they were trying to wrap the character up in a way that didn't really make people happy or feel true to what they expected of Tony Stark. You know, kind of like I think Iron Man 3 ended kind of the same way Dark Knight Rises did in terms of this character's just stopping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And people say the same thing about the Batman. It's like Batman would never just stop being Batman. It's like, well, he did in this fucking story, so sit the fuck down. But we knew Iron Man was going to have more coming up, and you know that's the arc that you see with Tony is that he can never stop being Iron Man.
Yeah,
like
I think,
like Iron Man is an intrinsic part of who he is, but he learns how to manage it better and like he builds a personal life and you know and he rises from tragedy and has a daughter and uses that as his way to kind of carry on after the blip and then to see him sacrifice it all, like come on, like that's got to be one of the best arcs in the MCU.
Phase 3, I consider the rise and fall of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That's what Phase 1 through 3 is in the MCU.
For sure.
Pepper said it best. Is like one of her greatest failures was trying to get him to stop.
I think you know, a lot of people have flack with Iron Man 3 because we really don't get to see him in suits anymore. Iron Man 3 is the deconstruction of
Yeah.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Like who Tony
He's-
Stark is.
He's built up. He's become reliant on these suits. What happens when we strip away the thing that makes him a hero?
Yeah, I think the best
which proves
visual-
him to be the hero from within.
Like the best visual in that movie is him dragging that armor through the snow. You know, like that's what this movie is.
Yeah.
If it was released in Criterion, that would be the cover.
Right. Hot take. I do not watch Iron Man 3 on my rewatches.
Really?
I think that movie fucking blows.
Now wait a minute.
It
Now you
blows.
love
I
the
think it's
Lethal
underrated.
Weapon movies. You love Shane Black, right? What happened?
I
I think
the
it's
Deacon-
severely underrated.
Because I mean,
It's
the third
severely
act,
underrated.
the third act of Iron Man 3 is a Lethal Weapon movie with super suits.
I think Spider-Man: Homecoming really brought Iron Man 3 home, especially with that line: "If you're nothing without the suit, you don't
deserve to wear it."
Yes.
Yeah, I think and he learned that in
Yeah.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
I think it's forcing the character to return back to his inventive nature and him having to go into that house trying to get to Trevor Slattery and just like all the little makeshift shit that he got from the Home
It's
Depot.
like Home
or
Depot
whatever.
James Bond,
Yeah,
basically.
that's
Yeah.
why I like it is they take all the shit away from him and see how he can deal and how he
And
can handle.
also, Iron Man 3 also has the best closing credit sequence of an Iron Man movie with that bombastic music and like the 70s style split
Yeah.
screen shit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
like The Incredibles.
I could watch that end credit sequence like on a loop for a week. Like
Right on. It is back over to me for my first of two. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab my second villain.
Uh-oh.
So I got Thanos, who's pretty fucking powerful. But I think we can say this is Thanos without the gems. I think that Thanos with the gems, we need everybody on this list, obviously, as we've seen in the movie. So Thanos without the gems. I think, as smart as Thanos is, you can always have more intelligence. So Eric Killmonger. It's going to be my...
I didn't think that's where you were headed with that. But that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's going to be my... So,
Killmonger with Thanos.
That's dangerous.
That is
two,
Well, you have two very similar ideologies there
Yeah.
two
too.
similar ideologies and two tactically sound and smart people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and plus you got and that gives me Killmonger with Black Panther as well.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got my ties there. So yeah, Thanos with Killmonger. I mean,
Arguably, possibly one of, if he's not number one, he might be number two as his best
right.
MCU villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not 100% wrong in his thinking. It's just his execution was unsound.
He was absolutely justified in his anger.
He's justified in his anger and his
100%.
righteousness. And like I said, when I cast Black Panther, when I drafted Black Panther, very rarely do your villains make the heroes change their outlook on life.
Right.
Yeah.
And you could say that Black Panther, what you see at the very end there with them going to Oakland, kind of took on the principles and the thought process of Killmonger and reaching outside of Wakanda.
What if I did
finally.
this, but I was nice about it?
What if I
Essentially.
did this without all the bodies strewn around?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pete, what's your thoughts on Killmonger there? You got any?
Oh man, I'm with a lot of people in that I think Killmonger's arguably the most complex villain in the MCU so far. That in the same way that people think hashtag Thanos was right or whatever, like hashtag fucking Killmonger is right. Like his opinions on marginalization and just this idea that I don't know.
It's essentially great power, great responsibility.
Yeah, it really is. But he's doing it the only way he's been conditioned to look at things
Right.
as a trained killer that was used to, he says it in the movie, like his whole thing was to go into countries and destabilize them and essentially act as a winter soldier without being a winter soldier.
Yeah.
And when you're trained to act and think and do like that, when it comes to solving a problem, that's the skill set that you're going to use to do that. Plus the fact that he feels like an outcast from his home, right? Like he feels like he belongs in Wakanda, and so much about Killmonger, like you said, his only problem was his execution.
Yep.
But
Yep.
how are you going to fault a guy for executing the only thing he's been trained to do forever? That's exactly the way he would come at it, but with a mix of anger and his skill set. Like,
Yeah, he was getting, literally, he was getting so sympathetic in that movie. Like, he had to choke a bitch just to, it's like, hey, remember, he's a villain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You gotta,
exactly.
I think that scene is in there for that exact
Yeah.
purpose. Like they're looking over the script and they're like, we might have done a little too good a job.
right. And the scene on the cliff, like when he's dying, is just like, Jesus fuck, why are we killing this guy right now?
It's tragic.
Like, I went like to the point where I want to see him come back. You know, I mean, obviously he's not going to, but like, in that moment, I'm like, why are we killing Killmonger? Like, why are we doing this?
And it isn't his name.
Like even that, I'm just thinking, even that moment, like just to show like how detached he was from just any level of humanity.
Clapped his own girl.
Yes. And even Claw was like, "Oh shit!" He's like,
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
I gotta get out of here. All right, right on. My next.
I think the best thing about Killmonger, though, is that when he takes his shirt off, he kind of looks like a pineapple.
Oh, anyway. My next pick.
Looks like a Klingon forehead.
That with the hair, and it's like, I'm like, if I didn't have my glasses on, I'd be like, is he fighting a pineapple?
I'm gonna get my Guardian, and once again, I'm still tying in things. If I got Thanos, man, there's only one Guardian I can get.
Obviously.
I'm gonna well, there's two. I can grab Gamora off this list quick, fast. A fighter, and I would actually kind of like to see a Gamora versus Killmonger fight.
Oh man,
that could be kind of fucking interesting.
I think
deadliest woman in the universe.
How long is it going to take for them to just fall in love with each other and start boning in the corner?
Immediately.
Pete's like, you know that's happening.
It's like that Star Trek episode. Q shows up and he like gives
Q-bone?
gives Worf a mate, and they start like going at it immediately.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, Gamora has proven herself to be quite one of the best fighters in the MCU. Maybe,
Definitely.
For sure.
I mean, definitely over.
Definitely
over
the funnest
Nebula.
sword.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
you
best
think
with a
about
sword.
like in Infinity War when they go to nowhere to confront Thanos, like the efficiency she had just going straight for Thanos' heart and everything, just like
Right. Also, I mean, I think my villains have a good chance. We've seen Killmonger beat Black Panther before, so there's a credible threat there. But yeah, Gamora versus Thanos again, I guess would probably happen in this reality. Yeah, and she is just a solid fighter. As far as like the top fighters of the MCU, I think she is up there, higher than people would give her credit for. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Martin, it is over to you. You still got one superhero, a non-power support, a defender, and a villain.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let me take this.
Let's,
I don't want
speed
anybody
this
to
up,
snipe
fella.
my defender.
Speed this
No.
up a
I'm
little
going to
bit.
take the other villain, and I'm going to take Red Skull.
Yeah.
yeah.
With the combined forces of Hydra.
Yeah, there
you go.
So Hydra comes along with him. I need a whole like science division.
So this is not Vormir.
No,
Red
no.
Skull.
This is WW2 Red Skull.
the red floaty guy.
Yeah, right.
Where's mine cosmic cube, Red Skull, like that guy. I
Not
loved
even on
Red
my
Skull.
list.
I loved Red Skull as a villain. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains because he just he just hates shit. He's such a bastard. But he is a fucking Nazi, you know.
Kind of makes sense.
And so I think that I've talked a lot about how like the MCU has gotten really good at making these sort of like villains that work in this sort of sympathetic way where you kind of get them and you kind of see where they're coming from. And the Red Skull's definitely not one of those dudes. He's just like a fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself sympathizing with the Red Skull, you might be a Proud Boy. I don't know.
Look within. Look within.
But it strikes me that like the Red Skull and the Kingpin could team up in some degree, with the Kingpin kind of humoring him while ultimately thinking he can outsmart the Red Skull because it's easy to outsmart like a fanatic like that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
but what the two of them could achieve together with the Kingpin's network and the Red Skull's, let's just say it, moxie, could be potentially very subversive. As we saw, Hydra infiltrated like the top spy organization in the world for decades, right?
Yeah.
It could bring down a lot, and it's the sort of way you would end up with a President Wilson Fisk kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a Homelander
There's your linchpin
Stormfront
right
like
there.
situation
Yeah,
where
a
like
little bit of that.
like Kingpin's looking at Red Skull's like, God damn, this dude taking it a little too far.
Could you tone the Nazi rhetoric down just a little bit? He's like, "Oh, how are you? I'm just reading Mein Kampf."
And if he has to throw hands, he's a super soldier.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
True,
We've
yeah.
seen
Yep.
Skull throw some
He beat the
hands.
shit out of somebody if he has to.
The President Wilson Fisk angle, though, that came out of your mouth, and I went, Holy shit, that's a whole movie right there. That's a whole thing.
absolutely.
Like Red Skull can get Kingpin in the White House and then take over the fucking
Red Skull?
That's
And then
crazy.
they have Wilson Fisk
Ooh.
is just Skull's puppet master.
I want to see that movie. I want to see that movie right now.
Red Skull was president in Old Man Logan.
Yes,
That's
he was.
true.
Oh.
Yes, he was.
He wore that Captain America
shit.
mask
Yeah.
like a fucking dick.
Fisk did get up to mayor and
He did.
Chuck Sewell's Daredevil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been mayor. A lot of people have been mayor of New York. Jameson's been mayor.
Jonah's
Got
been
some
mayor.
shitty mayors.
Well,
In the Marvel-
I mean, hey, in real life,
I was gonna say,
New York's
mayor
had
in
some
real
shitty mayors.
All right, Pete, let's keep this moving. It's over to you, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna have to take another one of my heroes off the list.
I only have 2 heroes.
I'm gonna now when I pick this is gonna sound dumb, but I feel like this character got done dirty in the fucking MCU.
Hawkeye,
I'm gonna pick Vision.
Oh,
God
man.
damn, that was going to be my next pick.
Yeah.
So
Good one.
I get the
And he's on the team with fucking Scarlet Witch.
exactly. So for the same reason that you picked Peggy Carter
Yeah.
with Captain America, I need a foil for Scarlet Witch. I need the Vision. Not to mention that you could do worse than an artificial intelligence with a body made of vibranium. And that is why I think he got done dirty in the MCU, because both Corvus Glaive and Thanos were able to easily overcome his
He was
vibranium,
another-
and that is some bullshit.
He was another
true.
one of those characters they had to nerf early on.
Yeah.
Yep.
As
Yep.
soon as he got stabbed in Infinity War, I even said in the theater, I was like, what is this shit?
Yeah, but you got to
Bullshit! Yeah.
vibranium is the strongest metal on Earth. That's not to say outside of Earth there is stronger shit.
Yeah, but look at how, okay, so by that rationale.
He got stabbed by a dude named Corvus.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
By that rationale, look at the fight between Captain America and Thanos in Endgame. How many fucking bashes of that ridiculous sword that Thanos had did it take to get through Cap's shield? And even then, it only took away a little tiny bit. But now, that's Thanos.
Yeah, but
Now
Thanos
you're
got
gonna-
that sword at a con. Like,
That's a lawnmower blade he picked up.
Right, but like, by that rationale, like you're gonna
wasn't
say
Gardner.
like one of the B stringers from the fucking Black Order is gonna just ice my man Vision right off the fucking bat. Like,
Ice them out,
nope,
man.
you're done. You're just out of here because they stabbed you in the fucking back. The most powerful AI that's ever existed, body made of vibranium, is done in a couple seconds, and then gets his fucking head crushed. And I'm like, man,
Got
you
killed
guys,
twice.
you guys, yeah, you nerfed him like nerfed Vision, and so
He was one of 4 people to wield Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
Elevator's
another
one of
reason.
them.
That's another reason why he's got to be on my squad. Like he can pick up the hammer.
All right, fair enough. I
he
mean,
can pick
he's
that
not
shit
picking
up when
my
your man's
boy's
done
hammer.
with it.
Nope, no, he's not. My Black Panther is not giving vibranium for your Vision, and my Thor is not letting him hold the hammer. So I'm sorry. All right, German, it's over to you.
All right, let me go ahead and take my other villain off the board. So I got Ego there. He's the Celestial, all powerful. His big plan was to literally imprint himself on everything. So in order to do
I
that,
think we're getting Walton Goggins, guys.
in order to do that,
Sonny Birch.
in order to do that, you might need some help in manipulating everyone and making sure that
Okay.
people are kind of docile for when Ego shows up. So I'm taking Kilgrave off the
There it is.
Wow.
Jessica.
There's a lot of purple. I mean, in the comics, Ego is very purple.
Yes.
So you got Purple Man, Purple Planet.
Yeah, and he is
You
yeah.
drafting Prince.
He's also
Doesn't
got
not-
Nicholas J. Fury, who Samuel L. Jackson, his favorite color is purple. So you got
He
that.
is easily one of the scariest villains in the MCU.
Oh yeah.
It was between Killmonger or Killgrave for my
yeah,
last choice.
yeah. Oh,
He's
my
over there killing like a villain.
just showing I think that one scene in that first season of Jessica Jones where I think it was his father. He made his father almost put his hand in a blender and
Yeah.
oh my god, just
Easily, I think the best villain of the whole Defenders verse.
He's like
Yeah.
a walking Final Destination movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest villains in a series of just compelling villains.
What if a Rube Goldberg machine was a person?
You're right.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do think I
Pretty
think
much.
that as the Netflix Defenders verse did villains extraordinarily well. I think they did villains better before the MCU did.
Yeah.
You know, like they got the villain game down very quickly.
And in
because
fair-
you think you got Cottonmouth, you got Kilgrave, you got Fisk, you got Bullseye.
Yeah.
You know, just so many characters in there. Even what's her name, the old
Hellcat.
lady,
Oh,
the
Madame
old
Gao.
lady,
Madame
Madame
Gao.
Gao,
Madame Gao.
right?
Your
Like, I mean,
manipulator type deal.
I mean,
or
even so
Nobu
many-
from Daredevil.
Nobu, yeah.
Alexandra from the Defenders, Sigourney Weaver.
Oh yeah.
She was all right. She was
She gets bonus points because she was Sigourney Weaver.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, even Elektra. All right, cool. And
All
Jamon,
right.
your second one.
Second pick. Let me go ahead and take another hero off the board. Being that this is relative, I don't know when this episode drops, but being that this is relatively recent, let me go ahead and take Shang-Chi off there
Okay.
Okay, all right.
as my hero. Yeah.
Bold statement.
Shang-Chi. Yeah, I put him kind of low on the list because I don't know how Poprikans are going to react.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
would
So
hope.
it was a
Judging
good
from
thing.
what I saw, I think the response should be pretty
It should be.
positive.
It should be. Make it some recency bias.
I hope
Yeah, Shang-Chi, man, he was the fucking man in that movie.
He throws hands quite
Yes,
well in that movie.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you have a favorite non-spoilery type? There's a couple fight scenes you could pick out of that.
Probably easily the bus fight was
fight,
just like
yeah.
like those some of those hits just look like just downright brutal.
Right on, right on. I know you've seen the bus fight in the trailers. It is much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
The fact that he
a
can
lot
do
to
that
it.
stuff without without necessarily having any superpowers per se.
Yeah, superpower is those hands.
Yeah, he's had them hands.
Yeah, like I said on Twitter, it should be called Shang-Chi and the Legend of These Hands.
Yes.
Is what that movie should be called.
he was putting that work in, and he only got better.
Legend of
Like,
These
as-
Hands.
Yeah,
As time progressed.
I agree. Yeah, I think he does step his game up as
Yeah.
well throughout that. Interesting to see what they do with that character.
Yeah.
All right, then back over to you, Pete. You got 3 spots left.
I'm gonna take my final hero
Alrighty.
because I don't think some of you are touching my support characters. I'm gonna go with Endgame Hulk.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart
Smart
Hulk.
Hulk.
Yep. I'm gonna go
sure
with
that is
Endgame
noted.
Hulk because he still has.
Ultimate win.
I mean, he's still the badass of
Yeah.
being the Hulk, and then I also get the brain of Bruce Banner, which
And he eats a lot.
yeah.
He
He's
likes
also
tacos.
extraordinarily
tacos,
gentle with his tacos.
Yes.
That he is.
You know, and that is a power we cannot afford to lose on our
Yes.
team.
And you're also playing to the disability vote there.
There you go. Brian, we're lacking in disability characters.
Yeah, right.
With the arm, yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
he brought everybody back.
Yep. And he's still, I mean, but that's going to heal. He's Bruce Banner. If that doesn't heal on its own, he's going to find a way to heal that.
I don't want to spoil anything, Pete, but
I didn't say anything. I did not say anything.
What?
Nothing.
just forget it. Pete.
Nothing.
You'll know it
Forget
when
it,
you
Pete.
see it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would like to note the fact that 2 people at this table are dicks. Me and you, Pete, were all right.
Okay.
Those Martins love to spoil things.
Oh Jesus!
All right. Fair enough.
Smart
Now
Hulk
I'm excited. Now I'm excited.
He is my favorite iteration of Hulk. I'm not a big Hulk guy, but them finally, and then just doing it off camera, like you just see it. It just comes, and you're like, okay, I'm cool.
Yeah,
Let's
this just
ride
happened.
it
He
out.
just did it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then his little moment of exposition to talk about why it happened, and then
moved on.
that is enough of an explanation for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I love the and I've said it for years. When you go to when you need something explained in a movie, it takes a couple lines, couple seconds, just say the thing and move on.
And if it takes more than that, your shit is too complicated.
Right. And I think that the explanation of why the Hulk was smart in Endgame is perfect. It's the perfect expression of what I've been saying forever.
Yeah.
It's just say a couple lines and move on. Accept that your audience may not be stupid and just go with it. Just
The fact that he finally accepted the Hulk as a blessing more than the curse.
Right.
Right. Good call.
Kind of
Right.
reconciled all that.
All right, Brian.
And before you even get to it, my favorite moment is the so embarrassing.
Yeah, because it's like
the motorcycle.
it's gratuitous, but yeah, it's like
Right.
All right, Brian, it's over on you, sir.
All right, I'm gonna take my final superpowered hero
I don't
off the
think I
list.
like this.
I'm gonna go into left field here with this one. I'm not gonna take necessarily an obvious person, but I've got a brawler. I've got like a caster. I've got whatever Spider-Man is, street level doofus, and I'm gonna take Valkyrie.
God damn it! You've done this
yes.
3 times to me.
Nice.
Manages to get an Asgardian
Fucking-
on the list.
I needed her for Thor.
I was not interested in your bullshit. I'm not here for it. No, I was
for it.
I was looking for like a good, solid Asgardian character, and like, I mean, Sif's been in like a couple of movies, and we kind of don't even really care. Like Valkyrie did more in Ragnarok than most of the other supporting Asgardians did over the course of several movies up to that point, with the exception of Heimdall. And
Right.
Valkyrie is now like ruler of Asgard too. So yeah, I'm gonna take Valkyrie. Got a flying horse. Flying horses are good, and I think it'll look really good flying a horse into battle against the forces of Hydra. You know, it's gonna look really powerful, like a woman on horseback, and the horse has wings, and we're fighting Nazis.
That's the point.
Come on.
That's the point where Kingpin's out.
He's
He's like,
what is this flying horse?
he's standing there with a group of Nazis, and he sees a flying horse. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out. It's like-
This is not what I signed up for. I just wanted to set some tenements on fire.
Maybe put a few heads to a car door or something. I don't know.
What am I gonna do with this horse head?
All right. Oh, fuck.
If it's not down here on the ground, I can't chop it off and leave it in my enemy's bed.
All right. Well, shit. That really that fucked with my whole plan.
Monkey wrench.
Sif is still available.
Pass. Okay. So I got 2 heroes and my non-powered support left. I'm gonna go ahead and Black Panther.
Number 1.
I need. I feel
That felt
to-
like.
I need. We still haven't seen this person really show off. I can't do that. Okay, so Thanos and Killmonger. Who the fuck is gonna painted myself into a bit of a corner here? All right, I'm gonna go pick a hero. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take. That's not gonna give me any votes, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and. He's not gonna do anything. I'm sorry. That totally threw me for a loop.
Yes.
Oh,
This is beautiful. Watching you struggle is
I
the
was
highlight of my life right
Super
now.
confident.
this is literally the first time I think I've ever seen you sweat in a draft.
I know.
Like, my thought process is, if I get Valkyrie, I can just coast from here on out, and I think I got a solid shot. And that was the last piece of my puzzle.
Hey, you guys thought it was really funny that whole Brian over here has got to draft Iron Fist. I got to bring the heat everywhere else on the list.
Yes, you too.
It's like James Brown with the big payback years. Revenge.
Trying to think of who's gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and take the War Machine.
There you go.
Oh, man.
He's just a war machine, and he don't work for nobody but you.
Yeah, man.
Another
Said it, so.
another pick for the disabled community.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
People are getting fucked up in the MCU.
All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, we've
My face hurts.
we've seen Rhodey come up a little bit in the game here. I think this would have been a better choice next year after Armor Wars.
Armor Wars,
Yeah,
yep.
comes out. Although this won't be the last time we do an Avengers draft.
Hey, don't you want got nominated for an Emmy?
Nominated for Emmy for the 3 seconds of screen time in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Even he's like, why did I?
Yeah,
How did this happen?
Oh, listen, he's a solid addition to the cast, man. I think what Cheadle's brought to the tables, equal parts funny, and he's been able to anchor Tony at times when Tony needed that anchor, especially in Iron Man 2. He's proven that he can hold his own in Iron Man 3. And then he just kind of shows up sometimes when you least expect it. He shows up randomly in Age of Ultron. He just kind of pops up in there so we can have his own story. And he shows up to play as well, like everybody else does in the end of Endgame. So yeah,
And if you get everybody associated with the character, you also get Terrence Howard.
and he also, no, thank you, no, thank you. This is
Main.
specifically done.
I am
Cheetos.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, man.
Iron Man.
So yeah, the War Machine is it's a pick. All right, and my
It certainly is a
Put
pick.
some respect on Rhodey's name.
my penultimate pick here. I hesitate to do this. I'm going to take Yelena Belova.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I considered her. I did consider her.
I know you did.
There's
I know you did, Peter.
yes, we know you did. We know you did.
Enough said, but we know you did.
And I also thought about putting her on my list. There you go. I'll go ahead and complete the Pete moment arc.
A good old grimy Uncle Pete.
Womp.
Dave Chappelle, that ain't your wife.
So yeah, I mean, she is, I think, one of the hottest talked about things coming out of Black Widow. I do believe by the time this airs, Hawkeye will either be out or possibly be in swing. So we will be seeing her in action. So maybe get a little bit of recency bias in there as well. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Flo Pugh killed it. Did a great job. I mean, there's some people complaining that there was more focus on her than there was in Black Widow.
Well, there's a reason for that.
You
yeah,
gotta set that
I think-
stage. You got to set that stage.
That's what the MCU does. They think ahead.
Yes, yeah,
Legacy.
yeah, legacy
Yep.
character there in Yelena Belova, and I'm interested to see what it is that Flo Pugh brings to the table. We see that she can do the action, she can bring it, and she is just as capable, if not more capable, than Natasha Romanoff.
She was a very compelling character. Like I love that scene where they're all, the family gets
At the
back
dinner
together at the dinner
table. It
table.
was
and
real
she-
to me.
Yeah, yeah.
The MCU loves doing family dinner table scenes, evidently, because we're gonna
That-
get another one in Eternals.
Yeah.
We got a really good one in
God,
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, daddy issues is a big thing in the MCU.
The only thing about that one in Eternals is that I could lead him. That's such a bad joke.
Wait for the movie. I mean, I bet
think
it's
there's
gonna,
more
I bet it's
context
going
to
to play
it,
better
yeah.
in context.
God, I hope there's more context to that.
I mean,
because-
it's clearly just a thing in the trailer to remind you, that this connects to the MCU, because everything else in that trailer looks like you're watching something completely
Just
not
different.
remotely involved with
Something
this.
on Apple TV Plus.
Yes, absolutely.
and it looks. And it also serves to remind you where in the timeline this falls.
Yes. Right.
This is after the snap.
Yeah, let's not forget
blip.
the thing that my old manager at the movie theater used to love to say and remind us of: the general public are morons.
Good point.
Got to spell it out to him completely.
You gotta.
So yeah, Yelena Belova, man. I think she can
good
hold
pick.
her
Nice,
own.
nice.
Brian, you got what is your penultimate?
Non-powered support. Second non-powered support character. I'm going with Phil Coulson.
Damn it!
I knew he was going to go. I'm surprised he went so late.
I am too. I can't believe I hung on for that long. My backup was Ned.
I was thinking of him too.
I
My
did
man
have
in the
Ned,
chair.
'cause you
Yeah.
got to have a guy in a chair.
Yeah.
But Phil Coulson, man, like,
Damn it.
not only does he is he an effective Shield agent, and one of the only people Nick Fury really trusts, but he's also funny, and he also knows a lot about Captain America. So
Yes.
they're going to work really, really well together. He is like ultimate Captain America fanboy. You remember the password on episode 3 of What If?
yeah.
Steve.
Yeah,
Steve. It's like
So yeah, you fucked up the whole. I was gonna get Valkyrie, and then my very next pick was gonna be Phil Coulson.
God damn it.
Man, Pete. Apparently, was your next pull gonna be Coulson?
Oh, absolutely. That was the next thing out of my mouth, because that's my support's all that's left.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
have a
he is the support.
He's
the
the
guy.
Phil Hartman of the Avengers.
He's the guy who brought the team together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
He was what they avenged.
Yeah.
and we wouldn't know that Tahiti was a magical place without him. So
And he can hold his own as a leader too. Like,
yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
he's fuck. You didn't watch the show, man. You didn't watch fucking Agents of Shield, dude.
Sure didn't.
Like that's Agents of Shield. Yes, he is. Yes, he's the reason they avenged. He's the guy in the movie. But Agents of Shield is why Coulson's on my list. Like his ability to
obviously it did a lot for him.
Yeah.
Like it was his show. Like
100%.
Yeah, and he was the linchpin of the show, naturally.
Right on. Man. All right.
Now I
then.
feel bad for making you have to pick
You got to
Iron
think
Fist.
like he was one of those
Vengeance.
characters. You saw he saw some strange shit and just kept his cool the entire time. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. And in Captain Marvel when he came back, he was played by Conan O'Brien. So that was cool.
There you go. There you
I don't know. I paused the movie one day and it was like that shot of him in the stairwell when he's de-aged. I'm like, that's Conan O'Brien, right? Like, what is Conan O'Brien doing in this movie?
All right. Pete, who is your first non-powered? You held out this whole
Fuck,
movie.
man.
Non-powered
Well,
support.
Yeah,
With-
waited too long.
With,
Waited one
yeah,
round too
with
long.
Coulson being off the list, my second pick doesn't make any sense. Fuck. But son of a bitch, I have to fucking pick her anyway. I have to pick Agent Melinda May.
Okay, that's a
Okay,
good pick.
yeah.
No, see, because that's
See, you see where
Yeah,
I'm going?
yeah,
Where I was
yeah.
going was immediately Coulson and May. I was like, I need that team.
Yeah,
that
that's
team
a-
needs to be my support. Shit.
a good support team.
Agent Melinda May, the motherfucking cavalry.
Yeah.
Like, she's no superpowers, but easily beats all of that ass, is a pilot, so I get the shield jet coming in.
Yep.
Not a Quinjet, the fucking shield jet. The mobile headquarters.
Yeah, what do they call that thing?
Shit.
the shit.
The RV, the camper.
It was
No, what
definitely the shit.
I mean, it was huge.
I know the car
thing
was
The
huge.
bus or the...
I remember the car was Lola. Like
Yeah, we remember the cars a little. Yeah.
Yeah, you get Lola with your pick.
I guess.
too. You
I guess
you get
too.
Lola
That's
with
pretty
your pick.
sweet. I get the flying car.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic cars, not
But
Avengers.
Not that
but
one.
yeah,
It's a flying bathtub.
Agent May has to be my pick. Like she is in the show. She is there fucking every time any of them need something. When they need help, when
she's
they
clutch.
need a pickup, when they need saving, when they need rescuing, when they need a person to talk to, when they need a foil for their problems. Fucking Agent Melinda May is always there, and she will always be there for my team.
absolute
And it's-
clutch.
She's got to be on the list.
All right, then. Fair enough.
Yep, it's how she's got the Disney hat trick.
Yeah.
because she's played a princess, an MCU character, and a Star Wars.
Star Wars
Yeah.
character, yeah.
Yep.
She's everywhere. All right, Mr. Jermon Jackson, your penultimate and the beginning of the end.
all right. So I think I got a Guardian left and a hero.
Yeah, Guardian and a hero. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's go ahead and get this Guardian off the board here. Probably the most versatile of the Guardians, Groot.
Groot, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, he is
Groot. I think you meant to say vegetable.
vegetables are good for you. But I mean, he was like the Deus Ex Machina of the Guardians. Like pretty much almost anything you need, he could create it.
I still have issues with like them surviving that crash at the end.
With
Like,
the
wood. That's all it took was wood to save y'all. Okay.
And love.
And love.
We are Groot.
The wood's binding.
He
agent
revived.
was
Yeah, he
love.
was able to revive Drax. He basically saved Thor in Infinity War when he got burned up by that star.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's now a piece of Groot that is Stormbreaker. huh?
Yes. I wonder if that will grow into another
Another Groot.
Yeah.
I think it
with the axe,
Right? Stormbreaker just got up one day and walked away.
Groot is. I think I feel like
I
he's
am
the heart and
Axe.
soul of that team.
Yeah, I think you are correct. He is the heart and soul. Do you prefer Baby Groot or Guardians 1 Groot?
I think Guardians
Or
won.
Teenager Groot?
I think Guardians won Groot. That's literally the only time we've seen him as an adult.
Yeah.
Adult Groot.
Yeah. adult.
I think the baby Groot was like felt too much like a merchandising opportunity.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right. And your final pick, sir.
My
Who is
final
your
pick, my final
last
hero.
Superhero.
Okay, now I got a bunch of some good superpowered characters on the board there. I need somebody to do that grimy shit or whatever, that wet work. So I'm going to go ahead and take James Buchanan Barnes off the table. The Winter Soldier.
All right. Good pair there. You got a good pair in there.
Well, who were you picking that for? Is that your hero? Or
Hero.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, does he kind of support? I don't know, but he's your hero. Okay.
No, he is very much. Well, I guess now he's a hero. But,
Sorry, I was dialed out. I was dialed
know
out
my
thinking of
hero
my
is.
support character since
But he was
Iron Fist over here got it stolen. So
during his time as a villain, he was ruthlessly efficient. Like, Like when he showed up, shit was just gonna get taken out immediately. No pomp, no circumstance. Like literally, like his introduction in Captain America: The Winter Soldier was when Fury thought Fury was in the clear, and then you see that silhouette. It's like, oh shit, and just immediately just blows his shit up.
Yeah, man. God,
Like
I
he
love
showed
the Winter
up,
Soldier.
like he was almost like a boogeyman in that movie.
Yeah.
Like when he popped up towards the end,
The Baba Yaga of the MCU.
Yeah.
He
he
literally
literally
is the Winter Soldier.
like literally when you hear that
the Winter Soldier's
when you hear that line where those random yeah, when you hear that line in Winter Soldier towards the end where those shield dudes getting that plane is like, we're the only support Cap has. Like,
he comes out of
he's like,
nowhere.
they're clapped up immediately. He shows up, smokes them, like literally takes Falcon's wings off and shit. Like,
Tosses a grenade into the Queen.
yeah, that dude,
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's gonna get the shit done.
All right, then. So Jamon's final list is your 4 heroes are Captain Marvel, Captain America Sam Wilson, Shang-Chi, and the Winter Soldier.
Holy fuck.
They could start some shit.
Yeah, good start. They're going to end some shit.
Yes. There's gonna be hands thrown.
His 2 non-powered supports are Nick Fury and streetball legend Pangborn.
Yes.
His one guardian is Groot. His defender is Carl Lucas, a.k.a. Luke Cage. And they're going up against Ego, the Living Planet, and Kilgrave.
That is a fucking problem.
That's I don't want to live on that planet.
God.
All right, then.
Yikes.
Pete, what is your final support character?
Damn it, Brian.
There are other agents
Yes.
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know there are.
Not only that, there's
I'm gonna have to go with Everett Ross.
Oh,
Nice.
Not even on my list.
That's a good.
he was not on my radar.
You
but
got to
yeah.
have somebody to like smooth all this shit out.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. I gotta make everything that's going down in this make it look legit on paper. So if I'm
There's
gonna
be
do
a
that,
lot of shit going out.
if I'm gonna do that, plus in this movie we get to see Martin Freeman back, and that's never a bad thing. So I need Everett Ross on my squad, man. If for no other reason, then let's just boil it down to he's now my throwaway pick. Let's
You're
put it that way.
You're also going to be reuniting Bilbo Baggins with Smaug the Dragon.
With Smaug the Dragon. Yeah. There you go. I've got the
No,
the
he's
Hobbit
reuniting
connection.
Watson with Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, there's also that. Yeah. So yeah, Everett Ross. I think Everett Ross is going to be a good support character. Is going to kind of run damage control for this whole fucking outfit. So
And he was a good ally.
He was a good ally. He was a good ally. He blows up some of the ships when he gets into the joint there in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so Pete's final list is his 4 heroes are Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Smart Hulk.
that's a fucking crack squad.
It's an interesting combination. His 2 non-powered supports is Agent Melinda May and Everett Ross. They'll be aided by Rocket Raccoon and Jessica Jones up against Hela and Dormammu. Ooh.
Fuck is Jessica Jones going to do against Dormammu? Drink him to death. Dormammu, I challenge you to a drinking contest.
Cuss him out.
I've come to get hammered.
It's like, Dormammu, you're a piece of shit.
Just on loop. Your pizza just wilts down to self-confidence. Maybe she's right.
He's like, he feels this small now.
Go ahead and finish him off, Hulk.
Dormammu just goes into internal monologuing, and it's like Chris Elliott's voice, like from the Wonder Years. Am I a piece of shit? Is she right?
Brian, your final pick.
Oh, we
already
know
what it
who
is.
your
Yep.
final pick is.
Yeah, let me look at this, guys, because I'm not sure.
I think it's going to be Iron Fist. And what are you going to do there, sir?
Oh, I mean, what can be said about Iron Fist?
Technic-
I mean, if you got
A lot.
something, I'm all ears because I got nothing to say about Iron
Technically,
Fist.
is there another defender there?
No, let me the 4
I mean,
defenders. were-
Well, it's just the 4.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could. Nah, it's Iron Fist, guys. I'm drafting Iron Fist. Danny Rand, like, what does he own a corporation or something? He gets along with Tony Stark. Sure, they're business people. They speak each other's language. He could throw fists.
Fist.
Of iron.
He knocked the shit
One.
out of shit out of Luke Cage. He's
he
had
did
two, he has-
knock the shit out of Luke.
He had one good season of a TV show.
Do not that's underestimate the fighting prowess of Danny Rand, I would say.
Yeah.
Because if you got fists, that means you're going to have cronies. and you're gonna have Hydra, you're gonna have cronies, and
You're gonna need
motherfucking Iron
somebody-
Fist is gonna mop those.
You're going to
dudes
need
out.
somebody to beat the shit out of some Nazis.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it's the whole thing. My list is all about beating the shit out of some Nazis.
And he,
Yeah, not bad.
And he likes some Wu-Tang, so you can't go wrong with that.
That's
Does
also
like some
true.
Wu-Tang,
That's also
yeah.
true. So,
I guess
For the
Draft
children,
pick-
I understand.
yes. That's what I've heard.
You get 4 members of Wu Tang, and you get 4 members.
One
of Wu-Tang.
eye.
And
Man,
you,
a
God,
Wu-Tang
does not get drafted.
yes.
All right, then. So Brian's final pick here. His 4 heroes are Steve Rogers, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Valkyrie. Good lineup there.
Nice.
Non-power support is Peggy Carter and Filson.
Wilson.
Phil
Son
Coulson.
of Schmilson.
Drax the Destroyer and Iron Fist will be helping them out against Wilson, Fisk, and Red Skull. I'm calling it. Brian might be the one winning this draft, but we will see.
It's like you drafted Phil Collins?
I had like 4 snipes. 4 snipes on this draft, I think, right?
Yes, I had about 4, and they all came from you.
Oh, almost my entire hero list got sniped for the most part.
I have my non-powered support left, and I mean, we all loved him. We were all upset to see that he got clapped out until that very next episode when he didn't. Mobius M. Mobius will be my final support.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. That's a good pull.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, I get a little bit of recency bias there. Yeah. I mean, he was to me the best part of Loki. Like, I've seen enough Loki that I know what I'm getting with Loki. Although he does have good growth and good change, just the exuberance and trusting nature, I would say,
Yeah.
of Mobius. It is my favorite thing Owen Wilson has ever done. Like, people were like, you cast Owen Wilson in the MCU, and he fucking
Nailed
brought
it.
He was not
Nailed
Owen
it.
Wilson.
I
He
always
was
not
trust
Owen
it
Wilson.
now.
Yeah,
Like when
yeah.
you see somebody quirky and unexpected show up in the MCU,
Yeah.
I'm like, watch out.
Yeah.
This is the character to watch.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, The MCU does not miss when it comes to casting.
I
He had
think
to fight for the white hair.
yeah,
by the
he
way.
kind of I guess he kind of set things in motion because he was the one who took the chance on Loki.
He took the chance on Loki, and you kind of see like the dismantling of the faith of the TVA through him, and that beginning relationship with Judge Renslayer and how
Yeah.
that kind of crumbled throughout the series.
He gave that version of Loki his character progression in like 5 minutes.
Right. He showed Loki what a piece of shit he was.
Yeah.
And
He the way he recontextualized Thor: The Dark World to where he was like, "You led them right to your mother to get killed." I was like,
yeah.
"Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's fucked up."
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
I loved those scenes, man.
Yeah.
yeah, it was some great scenes.
We're showing, hey, this is your life, Loki. That's what I call. Great.
They got to do it. They got to do a Funko with him on the jet ski.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
For sure.
Oh,
That's
shit.
got to happen.
My final list, my 4 heroes are the Black Panther, Thor, the War Machine, and Yelena Belova. My non-powered support is Shuri and Mobius, with Gamora and the Daredevil. Help them
that's
out
hot.
up against Thanos. Actually, I got some good fighters there. And up against Thanos and Eric Killmonger.
That's pretty solid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
I think off the strength of the villains alone might
Hopefully
get you
give
some
me a little
votes.
Something. Well, I guess we'll see how this whole thing plays out.
Yes.
That is it for the MCU Avengers draft, man. We will have the votes up at the appropriate. I guess by the time you hear this, the votes will already be up and the winner will be decided. But good luck to us all. And that's it, man. Until then, you all take it easy and have a good one.